Tornado Tag Podcast, episode 149. WrestleMania weekend 2022 is going to be our topic. We're going to cover.
Could be lots of wrestling.
We're going to try to cover everything.
I don't think it's possible. I think there's an infinite amount of wrestling this weekend.
It has already started.
Yeah. It has already it's already on the way.
31st.
Spoiler alert, next week's show is going to be WrestleMania weekend 22 and recap.
Yeah.
So we're going to cover
whatever we've seen.
Yeah, we're going to recap what we've seen. I think we have a guest next week. I think Danny is joining us.
Yeah,
because she's actually in Texas right now.
Dallas,
Oh, wow.
Yep, I
That's
think
cool.
she's attending a Dolph Ziggler comedy show right now.
Mm.
You've seen it on her.
Yeah, her and Robbie are out there killing it and having some fun. So she's gonna come back and give us the whole scoop on the whole weekend and tell us her experiences and what she went through. That's gonna be a lot of fun. We haven't had a guest in a minute to kind of just come on and hang out with us and talk wrestling. It's always kind of like an interview, so that should be a good time. Once my phone gets loaded up, we'll get some stuff going there.
Rain we're going through right now.
Yeah, one of the big things with this too, if you're in that area, is almost everything is in Dallas except WrestleMania.
Yeah, which is
It's
40,
in
45 minutes out of Dallas, right?
20 minutes, half hour. So yeah, it's in
Yeah.
Arlington, which is a little ways away from Dallas. Yeah,
I've seen some of the venues are at Gillies. Is that Mickey Gillies, like the honky tonk? Or is this
I have
something
no
different?
idea. You know what? I know what is running there is, and it's running in about an hour. Not for the culture. That's a GCW thing. Control Your Narrative
Oh
my
is
God.
running is
Yes,
tonight.
At 9
Yeah.
o'clock.
Can
yeah.
we watch that? Is that on a streaming service?
That will definitely be reviewed.
I want to watch that
If we can find it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can find it. Or
find it.
maybe it's being taped.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be on like Fight or something on
Wow.
for like $10 or
Everything's running except for AEW.
I absolutely hate how crooked we look right now. I'm just gonna be honest.
it's a Dutch angle.
Yeah,
I hate it.
we have to move the camera a little bit. Oh well.
I hate it. We'll get through.
For people that are just audio, they're like, we can't see anyway.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this camera view right now, and we're already committed, so I can't change it. Yeah. So let's for the people who I don't know. I was gonna do a segue, but it's not worth it. Patreon, we have $1 to $25. I don't know how I was gonna try to segue it, but it was just not. It was in my head. I was like, this will work, and then I started saying, I was like, this is dumb.
Should have said it.
No, it was awful. But yeah, we have the Patreon. So the Patreon goes from $1 to $25. It helps us with the funds. It helps us with StreamYard, Adobe Premiere. We use it to buy some new equipment, and boy, do we have some equipment we want to get, because I have a lot of big visions for the network and the show and how some things I want to do, but it costs money.
Everything's expensive.
Yeah, and we don't have the $1 Million Man in our bank account and our bank and our payroll.
Yeah.
Well,
We're not stealing money from the Mississippi Welfare Department either.
Yeah.
So we want to thank the people we are stealing money from, because without them we would not be able to have any of it. I feel like we're stealing
What's
because
the dirty lad thing?
Yeah.
What he said too is like, every time you cash a check, you still have money, Bundy.
yeah.
Yeah,
I feel we steal money because
Yeah, that
it still
shit's
blows my
funny.
mind that people are willing to spend their hard-earned
If you
dollars
feel that bad about it, I'll take it.
monthly subscribe. No, it goes right to a fund. Ryan Vox from Outbreak Wrestling, David S, Brett Squared from the Cake Santa Monica City, Bridget M, Andrew H from Bangin' Beers Podcast, Greg R, Heidi B from Not Cool in High School Podcast,
Never heard of her.
Ryan G from the Fueled by Haas Podcast, Kelly from Truth Behind Illusion and Crystal Mountain Healing, Tommy B, the Tree of Life Metaphysical Shop, and also check out their brand new Salt Room, Raven's Nest.
Anything, if you have any kind of asthma or any kind of lung problems, Salt Room is good for you to go and sit in, and it's good relaxation.
Me and Brian, I think the same.
Yep.
Right
If we have one, what would we call it?
no, I was thinking something different. I was like,
Oh.
then you get
What?
DDT
Okay.
in the Raven's Nest.
Oh,
You're saying
You
DDT.
get an even flow.
Oh
You get
god.
the DDT.
Raven's Nest.
I was gonna say they should call it the Mr. Fuji Room.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
you
Oh,
throw
yeah.
salt. And then you get salt in the eyes.
Yeah.
That's all that happens. He's walking, you get salt in the eyes, and that's it.
If we go in there, someone's getting salt in the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No.
Sulfite.
No.
Brad, no, we won't do that.
No,
Brad
please
Z,
act correctly.
Hireth in Other Words Podcast, and JH. But yeah, we have a lot of cool things on the IWEP network. We lost a show, but it's all right. They're we helped them along. Now they're gonna fly on their own. So we want to thank We Like Wrestling Podcast for being a part of the network for as long as they have been. Definitely still go support them and show them some love. They're all good people. There was nothing negative. They just want to go on branch on their own. We do have some big plans for the network and getting more promotion out there. So that's exciting. But we have welcome back. Tim just started another show with Hireth.
Oh, really?
It's called Pullbox Palace.
Oh, okay.
and
I thought you meant a third show.
No.
Whoa.
And then we just announced on, is it on this one? Can I do it? Will it let me do it without changing things?
What's going
Well, let's try. We just added 3 new shows to the spin-off shows for Not Cool in High School. So we'll give you guys a little teaser too. So our Not Cool in High School show is more like a pop culture show, and we talk all things pop culture and comic books and wrestling,
widespread.
but we want to fine tune some stuff. It's a bi-weekly show, and we have enough people who want to come back on and do things, but it's hard to fill that table up, and it's too many people. So we're trying to make side things that people can come on as guests, and we can rotate people around and still talk some fun topics. So the first one's gonna be hosted by myself and Andrew Hare from Bang and Beers podcast, and we're gonna do Not Cool in High School Star Wars.
I see that first, and I was the idiot. It was like my wrestling is over thing. I'm like, Not
Cool High School.
I was
Yeah.
like, what? And I'm like, oh, I get it, because Star Wars, and then
Yeah. So number 2 is gonna be hosted by myself and my awesome wife Heidi. Not Cool in High School Horror.
It's called the Heidi B, the Cardi B review podcast.
Yeah, the Heidi B Queen B review podcast. No, we're gonna do horror, all horror
I
related
like that
stuff.
we're still in the background of this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
And then Nikolai and his brother are going to be doing a spin-off podcast, and it's going to be all things the Magic Kingdom. It's going to be Not Cool in High School Disney.
Yeah, I like that one. It's simple, but
Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah.
You can tell that definitely it's the castle, but he changed enough that we won't get sued.
yeah.
I think
parody.
it's 10%. You got to change at least 10%.
Oh, he changed more than 10.
The
He
mouse
showed
will
me
come
everything.
after everything.
Yeah, he showed me what he changed, and it was very impressive. But they're the 3 spin-off shows
Did
that
he
be coming.
change 144 and 2/3%?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. So there are the 3 spinoff shows. Like I said, the network has something for everybody. And if you're listening to this podcast or watching it, and you use Apple, not Apple, Amazon Music,
Which I didn't.
So there is an
Even know
Amazon
they-
Music. So, and I think it's subscribed. It's linked to your Prime.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, so like
Yeah.
you can buy albums that goes to your Prime. Like my Prime.
Yeah.
When you get
It's
Prime.
not even albums.
for the
any-
shipping.
It's kind of like their version of Spotify.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But they just added podcasts to it.
And I wonder, like, they have an app for watching movies and stuff. So I wonder if you can watch the podcast. Well, listen to the podcast through that app.
I believe so. But we are now on
Not the
on
movie
Amazon.
app, but the music app.
Yeah.
So there's a music app.
I
I
wonder
never
if we've
messed with it.
hit Alexa play
Yeah.
Not Cool in High School podcast or Tornado Tag podcast. Will we now pop up because we're on?
Yes, I would
Yeah.
imagine you could tell her.
you can
to
still do that.
play.
You can probably still do that with Spotify.
Sometimes it's hard. It's sometimes
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not.
But now since it's on that Amazon,
You probably have to say, Alexa,
Platform.
open Spotify
Ye-
and play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you can within like the app. You can. This is super technical. I don't know why we're talking about it. You can set your default music provider for your
Oh,
for your
Yeah,
Echo.
I have mine set for Spotify.
But because I used to have Amazon Music, and then I had some issues with it, so I went to Spotify. So you can make it your default thing whenever it says to play a song, they'll play it on there. But it does definitely work better with Amazon Music just because it's native to Amazon.
yes.
yeah.
But you can do both.
And then last bit of news I have real quick before the housekeeping stuff before we move on and talk everything wrestling. Next Friday, so I'll promote it now and then I'll promote it again before we go. But next Friday, the 8th, I will be on another podcast. I was invited to come on. I believe
nice.
the invite's for all of you guys. So if you guys all want to come on, you're more than welcome. But I know that you guys are here enough, and if you can't make it, I understand. But it's the Dudes at Ringside podcast.
Oh, yeah. They messaged
Yeah.
me and
They like a lot of our stuff on Instagram.
yeah, they
Yeah.
messaged me on Instagram, but I don't look at it too often. And it was like from 2 weeks ago. I'm like, sorry.
So we've been invited to come and hang out with them on their podcast. I do have a time.
They have a cool logo. They almost look like Mario and Luigi in the.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe
Logo.
I believe theirs is also at 8:00. So head over
Oh.
to the Dudes at Ringside podcast. Follow them on all social media, and you can see myself and whoever else wants to join in that night and come talk
What
wrestling.
night is that?
Next Friday, the
Oh,
8th.
okay.
Yeah, the 8th. So there you go. All right, what do we got? Local news. Do we have anything big?
I know. Yeah, Legends of Hamburg has been dropping a lot of names.
Oh, yes.
For the Waffle Mania 2, the breakfast the day of. Demolition will be there. Coco Beware will be there. I believe I saw Dangerous Danny Davis
Yeah.
was on there. Mario Mancini, Paul Roma. So
Yeah, on top of Sergeant Slaughter.
yeah,
So,
I don't know. That's also
Sergeant Slaughter,
breakfast.
Sergeant
that's the
Slaughter, and Demolition are pretty exciting.
Yeah, I would assume if you're getting Demolition for the breakfast and like stay for the con. You know,
Oh yeah, I think
think,
they're all
yeah.
staying for the
Yeah,
con.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not the show. I mean, most of them probably won't make the show. But
I still have my fingers crossed from one of my bucket lists show up this one. I don't know any inside information, but
Yeah.
one of my bucket list people that I would love to meet is Mick. I would love to meet
Well, they
Mick.
said they wanted to try to get him.
They did.
It's not that much of a stretch. It's
Yeah.
not like, hey, we're getting Steve Austin.
I don't.
you know?
I have a
They
hard
nice
time.
Knoebels care package with the
Yeah.
tickets. And
Yeah, I would just love
brown
to meet
and
him.
white tickets.
Yeah, I would just love to meet him.
But
That's-
even before that, Outbreak also has in about a month, a little less than a month from now,
April 30th.
April 30th at Hamburg. Honor Autism Acceptance.
Yeah, they changed
At
the name.
the,
It was slightly.
It was autism awareness. Now it's
Yeah.
autism acceptance.
That's nice.
It is something that's more.
Yes.
That is
like-
something that's shockingly, like not shockingly, but something that I've raised my own personal awareness to in the past 5 or 6 years, and it is definitely something that more people need to be aware of and educate themselves on, because there's a lot of people out there who struggle with it, and and they are in everyday society. They go to jobs, they do everything, and I think some people are like, this guy's weird or something weird. I'm like, he's probably on the spectrum. Stop being a fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
Like, they're going through shit. Like, it's not an easy road for people with that are on the spectrum. And
Yeah, absolutely. And then they also are going to be raising money and accepting donations for the Autism Society of Berks County. So
yeah, I love that I love the
some
fact they
stuff
do
going on
that.
there.
So yeah, I'm really excited for that show. And every year they do it, they do a great job
Mhm.
raising money and bringing awareness to it.
They announced me and Johnny Moran so far.
There you go.
And Kevin Mears.
Oh, Kevin,
the
yeah, I forgot.
Intimidator
Yes,
champion,
yeah. So there's 3 people announced. Yeah, the Intimidator.
I announced me.
Yeah, you're not
I'll be
but
there either in watching or something. I'll figure something out.
I would assume the tag champs and the world champion will be there as well.
Yeah. I would assume
Oh, they
that-
can't make it. It's an Intimidator show.
We'll try to maybe if we get there early enough, we can do a podcast before the show starts. Like, we could try our wire, because I'm really mastering this wireless setup,
Mhm.
and I really can bring it in with almost next to nothing to do it. So maybe we'll do an impromptu episode at the field house, and just, I don't know what we'll talk about, but we'll figure
Yeah, we
it out.
already talked about the field house.
Yeah.
The goings on.
You have to go in
Nice.
you have to go into the
Is
archives.
there
for that
any
one.
Yeah.
is there any current day or wrestlers that are, like, let's say, legends or anything that were openly on the spectrum?
I'm sure. I don't know.
Openly, I
Ever-
don't know.
Yeah,
I met
I mean,
one
openly, I don't
wrestler, and I'm
know.
like, I would bet my life that they're probably on the
I
spectrum.
mean,
Oh, they have also announced Banks and Radke, by the way, the tag champions.
well, there you
Yeah.
go.
All right.
Yeah. I would assume tag champs, but that's street champions. would be
Yeah.
there. I mean, there's probably people that are on the spectrum that don't know it.
Yeah, because
Yes.
it probably wasn't tested for them
Yeah.
for most of their life.
Yeah.
Like Backlund, I would almost guess.
I would be very, very careful with trying to self-diagnose.
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
He at least has ADHD.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
I have
lot-
ADHD,
There's
and
a
he
lot of us with ADHD.
yeah, he's everywhere. But
I didn't
yeah,
realize I had that until I had a person tell me, you probably have a touch of ADHD. If you can drink a
A
coffee
touch?
and go to sleep,
Yeah.
that's like one of
I
the
have more than a
things,
touch.
and
I have
that's-
a
You got to touch the sickness.
yeah, I got more than a touch.
the vapor.
But I don't know. Maybe we could research that and see. I know there's people in the business now that are openly with it, that have it, and maybe we can have them on. I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll see how we can spin an episode,
Yeah.
but we'll have some fun with it. Anything else?
I'm just looking around here locally. I don't think there's anything else. PPW's in a few.
Yeah.
weeks.
Well, I wanted to talk
Oh,
about the show I was at. Where I got
Yes.
the sign.
Yes.
There
Oh,
we
yeah,
go. Yeah.
So RWF was the name is a little clunky. Ultra Mega Mania was the name of the
It
show.
had a cool venue look to it.
Yeah, that HMAC.
Was it HMAC?
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
had the big screens there with your
that-
photo.
Yeah, so the normal concert venue thing stayed there, and they put up their own 2 screens, so there was like 3 screens. It was pretty cool. And then the banner, so it was a very nice setup that they had there. And I wrestled a 4-way match, and peel the curtain back. We were supposed to have a double pin, right? So we have who's the winner? We don't know. Me or McWay, right? So we do the double, and I watched the video. We did manage the roll at exactly the same time. So it was like
yeah, that was quite
one.
seamless.
I was
yeah.
like, how do we do that? Me and McWay with something, when it clicks there, it clicks.
You and him have good chemistry.
Yeah. Then we found out. Then I'll get to it. So it was 4-way match. Prince Piranha was in it, and a guy Flash Carter from New Jersey,
Nice.
a young guy. So we had the 4-way. We do the pin. The crowd's very Philly like there, and they just kind of bullshit, and they were not happy because the thing was to next match is for the title, and find out who gets the title, and they were not happy about that. So the promoter is also the ring announcer, and he's behind the thing. So they goes, all right, you guys want to see? Like, oh, I forget how he said. You want to see this settled? Blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, he's gonna say, next show we'll do it. And I'm like, all right, I'm getting ready to leave. And he's like, 5 minutes, sudden death, first fall to a finish. Let's put the time of the clock. And he says, and the ref wasn't the best ref. So I'm looking at him, and I look at Quay, and I'm like, all right. And then he goes, ring the bell, referee, and they ring it. And I'm like, okay.
We have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I go right to the ref and I say, 5 minutes, still no winner. And I go tell Matt. He didn't tell Matt. So I'm like, all right,
How did
let's go.
no shade on the promoter or anything like that, but like, how do you can't do that?
No, I mean, it's okay because I was there. I mean, and McWay is very good too, especially for only being in 2 years.
He's super talented.
yeah,
Yes,
it's
he
very good.
is.
He's very good.
Mhm.
So I mean, you couldn't just do it to anyone because they would be like,
Yeah, I would have shit my
It
pants.
would be like, I'm just gonna roll you up. Like, so it's like, here's
I
5
would have Jeff
minutes.
Jarrett it.
Yeah, and it's like a legit 5 minutes extra. You're gonna wrestle, on the fly.
On the fly,
Yeah.
and you weren't told who's going over.
Well, in my mind, I decided, well, this is the storyline. We can't pin unless someone comes down and says you're winning or he's winning. I was like, no winner.
Yeah, you can't book on. You can't.
Yeah,
You can't
I wasn't gonna
just
take it in my hands.
nominate yourself booker.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but they didn't tell you at all either.
No.
So
So I
they're
was
like
like-
5 minutes, and they're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good.
What?
Matt is as far along as he is because
I would have went out and got a chair and
Yeah.
and domed Matt with it. But like DQ, no winner.
So like I'm like,
But then there would be a winner.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
Matt
but-
would have won.
You can't no
we'd
title.
have to double count out.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, then we're gonna wrestle for 5 more minutes, and we're just gonna do whatever. That's why I went over to him and we locked up, and I go, no winner, do whatever you want. And I was like, and then we just started going.
How was the 5 minutes
But
with
it
him?
was really good. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kept doing moves, and like I did something, put me on the corner, and he's like crossbody. I was like, all right, so I do the crossbody, and we do it, and we roll back, and he picks me back up. and
How
puts me on
strong
his
is he?
shoulder.
Yeah,
He's
that
very
was
strong.
excellent.
Yeah.
That was gonna give him the help, but I didn't even have to. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, he's a
And then I was
strong
like,
kid.
start doing that. We do the reverse. And then he went for one time. He's like, Falcon out reverse. I go, no, I'm taking it. And I was like, boom.
That's
So
awesome.
We did that. And I gave him the acid arrow. But yeah, and then we went. I was like, it's feeling like 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm putting a sharpshooter and I'm going to put you in air move. And we'll just tell him to ring the bell. Like, oh, it's over. So I put in the sharpshooter. I'm doing it. The refs is looking at me. I said, ring the bell. And then Matt says, ring the bell. And then I transition into the fucking crossface. I'm
Yeah.
like, ring the bell. And then they announced 30 seconds left. And I was like, Jesus Christ. So I let go and we start doing the pin thing.
Like rolling up each other's pins.
Yeah.
Oh man, how did the crowd react to the 5 minute?
They were okay with it then because they got the extra bonus 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then but then they say it gets better.
10 more minutes.
Yeah, no. They go, since there's not been a winner at June 5th, they're gonna wrestle. I'm like, okay.
An Iron Man
No,
match.
Either that
No.
or 2 out of 3 falls makes sense, right?
Yeah.
No, they picked the one match that makes no sense at all.
Dog collar.
No. Worse, maybe. They go,
Buried alive match.
June 5th. or
Falls
June
count
9th.
anywhere where you have to
It might be
60 seconds out of the ring.
Yeah. Oh God, and you got to get back in the ring. Like I don't know if it was spur of the moment. I think he was so shaken by the crowd's anger at no winner that he booked it. He's like, they will meet each other in a 3 stages of hell match. I'm like, what the fuck?
Look at Tony's
Well, that's
face.
2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah, I was like, I looked at him and I was like, what the fuck? Like, and then we did the handshake thing and everything. But like,
Does that justify a 3 stages of hell?
no.
Well, that's like a blood feud.
I mean,
you better talk about his mom or something on
the
social
promoter
media.
and the booker is a nice guy and everything, but I think it was the first match, and I think like, oh, we want this show to be like WrestleMania.
We want this to be a new promotion. We want to catch some
Yeah.
waves. Yeah.
And then the crowd was not happy with the double pin. It was cool, but then they were happy with the 5 minutes because then we got this, not to brag, this is awesome chant. This is wrestling and stuff.
That was a nice, lively crowd. I mean,
was.
if I was doing it, I would much rather that crowd that's maybe a little angry at times than
I
something
would
that's
either,
dead
yeah.
silent.
Yeah, you just don't want a crowd that's sitting
Call
on
me a
their
piece
hands.
of shit
Yeah.
rather than just sit there and
Were you face or
face. Yeah.
face
yeah.
face?
Yes, that's when we went out. Which was back and forth, baby. Whatever you want to do.
That's cool. I hope I can make that one, the next one, because
Yeah.
I'd love to see you.
They
you
run
play.
on Sundays.
Was it filmed?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's on you. I posted the link, so I'll post it to the page.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see you
They
play.
had commentary, 3 people. I don't know who they are.
Cool.
But they streamed live. They said to
They
Facebook
were,
and
they were a little
YouTube.
dull.
Were
but,
they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they streamed to Facebook and YouTube, but the Facebook link wasn't working, so I didn't think about looking at YouTube, so I didn't share it until
Yeah.
after the fact. But it was fun. Sarge was there. He signed autographs. Eugene wrestled. His gimmick is toned down,
Yeah.
but
I would hope.
he still does it. But I mean,
Yeah.
how can you? you know?
Yeah.
And Chris Masters was there, still jacked. I mean, he's in NBA right now.
Yeah, he's
He
a
wrestled
little-
that tag match and they had him tag a little guy. It was kind of funny. They won. And then what was the main event was a ladder match.
You got to see
It was-
the real superstar of the day, Gavin.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna get there.
Yeah.
Let's go over the matches. So he was dressed as the Sheik, met the Sergeant Slaughter, and then him and his dad came up to me and they had a sign. When I came out, I seen it. And I was like, holy shit. They drew me in my Spider-Gwen gear, that one picture from PPW in the card.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome.
Yeah, that sign is really cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I was like, I pointed at it and I shook his hand when but it was right before the match. I couldn't, but this is.
Yeah.
So and then at intermission, he came up to me and he's like, "Here, do you want this?" I go, "Of course I want it. Thank you." And they said he drew it. The dad, I forget the dad's name.
Yeah.
And then the little boy colored. And I was
I
like,
was
"That's
gonna-
cool." And he said he listened to the podcast and he was so happy that we talked about him last time.
Yeah. They're great
So,
fans.
yeah.
They're like, honestly, like, he's getting moments at wrestling shows that like every little kid dreams.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's
You know what I
he
mean?
looks
Like-
like he's like 5'6", somewhere around there.
But honestly, it's these indie shows is not hard to stand out as a fan, to do that, because like you said, you come with a sign.
Yeah.
Even if you don't even have to be as elaborate as doing these awesome art pieces that they're doing, but just like a sign and just like having a conversation, or just having
Yeah,
enough courage
they
to
could
go up and
say
speak to
he's
somebody.
sign guy, or,
Exactly.
or blue shirt guy.
And the fact that they're doing awesome signs, they talk to everybody all day long.
Yeah.
And then he comes dressed in full character and then stays in character all
Yeah.
day. The kid murders it. He was at
Yeah.
a bunch of shows over the weekend,
3 shows,
and
Friday, Saturday,
everybody was
Sunday.
taking photos, and he had Tommy Vex in the camel
Oh, yeah.
clutch, which the best seller in the game,
Hey.
Tommy Vex.
Mm.
Yeah, I love
Yeah, a lot
the-
of people are getting pictures with him now because he's either the Sheik or the Warrior.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll have more.
he's
costumes.
he's part of it.
And
now.
I'm thinking he's 5 and 6. Like he wasn't
Dude,
alive.
he's gonna grow up and be
They've
like,
been long retired / dead before he was
Well,
born.
that's how you know you have an awesome dad. So
Yeah.
if you're out there listening, you're an awesome dad.
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it
so
is a great.
I told him thank you for the sign. I'm gonna hang it up. I'm gonna get a little poster.
Oh, here you
frame
go.
for it.
What do we got here? Is it Irish Johnson?
Irish Johnson.
Irish Johnson 22 says it was a great match, and he set the tone for the whole night. You did great.
How about the thank you, Irish Johnson?
I'm not sure who-
Oh, that's a good wrestling name.
I'm not sure who that is, but thank
No,
you
me-
for hanging
yeah,
out
thank
and
you.
finding us, man. Let us know how you found us. That's
Yeah,
kind of
it's,
cool.
From the Irish McNeil Boys Club.
Yeah, it looks like he's on his the YouTube says like it's him on
Yeah,
stage
yeah.
playing guitar. So maybe
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
pretty sick.
it's RWF. I think it's Revolution Wrestling Federation.
Yeah,
I will
they,
share the
were,
link.
they had I think they had a table at Hamburg. If I
Yeah,
recall
they did.
correctly.
Yeah, Mal was there.
yeah,
So
it's exciting. Good
yeah,
for
it was
them.
a fun time.
I love seeing new promotions pop up and
Yeah,
and do it.
anytime you get to actually wrestle instead of like, oh, you know, 3 minutes, like.
Oh, that's Sheiky Baby's dad.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
That's,
wow.
yeah, all right, okay.
Oh, how about that?
There it is.
Well, thank you for the sign. We didn't. Know
I think when he commented before it was on his Facebook. I knew his Facebook.
Oh,
I didn't know his
okay.
YouTube account. There it is.
It's funny because Sheik, like he's this Sheiky baby. and
Sheiky
then
Baby.
He's a small kid
Yeah.
dressed as Sheik, so he is Sheiky
I
baby.
love
Baby
it.
Sheiky.
Yeah, baby Sheiky baby.
If
So-
you can pick anyone else for him to cosplay as, who would you pick?
I think he would make a little John Cena would be cool.
A little John
Yeah.
Cena. Yeah, because he has like the clean cut haircut.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well, if you ever can't make it for whatever reason, you could be Little John Cena.
Yeah, a little John Cena.
Trying to think, like a little Miz would be funny.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
him like,
Or like somebody with a little Undertaker.
oh my god, a little
Aw.
Undertaker. That would be sick.
Kid, do they make little trench coats for little kids?
Little Sean, little HBK,
Yeah.
little Brett.
I mean, there's a lot of yeah.
yeah,
There's
so many.
so many you could do.
His warrior one looked real good.
Yeah.
They could
Yeah.
come as Doink and Dink.
Doink and Dink.
That
There it
could
is.
get involved, yeah.
I love it. I always look
thanks,
forward
Thanks
to
for
seeing.
watching. Ben, thank you guys for
Yes.
the sign.
He messaged me privately. He listened to my podcast on Miranda Friends,
Mhm.
and I like after the podcast was over, I was like, man, I probably should have went so in deep with some of my personal struggles. But he messaged me and said like it was really like it was a good listen,
Sometimes
and he appreciated it.
if
and
people
stuff.
are going through similar stuff, it makes them feel better.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of why I try to be more candid. But sometimes when you let certain people in, or you open the door too much for people, they use it. They weaponize it against you,
Yeah.
and it doesn't help your situation. But when it's used for positive, it does mean a lot.
Yeah.
And he reached out and said it did mean a lot. And,
That's cool.
it was awesome. Yeah, that they're
At least you were authentic.
yeah. So that was I appreciate
It's so
that.
much
man.
better than being fake.
I try. But all right. Well, let's
So that was my Sunday.
yeah.
So we will be in our match at some. I think it's June 5th or June 9th.
Yeah, I think a lot of current event wrestling is just going to lead into WrestleMania, so we can
lead into
skip that.
WrestleMania. Yeah. And just really quickly with PPW, their next show is going to be April 16th. So
Yeah, Super Show.
it'll be 2 weeks from this Saturday.
Jay Lethal.
Jay
Dante
Lethal,
Martin,
Yeah.
Dante Martin, Lance Archer.
I think they booked Dante before his brother came back, so they couldn't say, "Hey, do you want my brother too?"
Yeah.
Because he didn't come back. You know what I'm saying? They want to spoil
and
the surprise.
Scarlett.
Jordan
Scarlett
Oliver, too.
Bordeaux,
Jordan
yeah.
Oliver's coming.
Oh,
back.
nice.
Scarlett Bordeaux is
And it's gonna be Jay Lethal versus
Alpha Jr.
Alpha Jr.
And the other matches they announced were Mike Orlando
Versus Lance Archer.
and Lance Archer. It's a Hoss fight right there.
Mhm.
And your championship match, Bro Keller, putting the title on the
Oh,
line.
This is great.
BSK.
VSK. They were in a 4-way together after Pocono Slam Fest, but this is just one-on-one.
They're gonna
Yeah.
kill it.
And Scarlett will be wrestling, but they didn't announce her match.
Really?
Oh, wow.
It said Scarlett Bordeaux in action.
Scarlett. Well, so last time Scarlett wrestled PPW, she won by holding the top rope
Mm.
and sitting on Christina Marie's face.
Oh my!
Yeah.
A lot of guys were happy that night.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll be doing a meet and greet, and we'll also be in action.
Yeah.
Sick. Last time I was there, I was only a fan, so I did not get to meet her. And I got to meet Killer though,
Yeah.
who, by the way,
Pleasure to be around.
Pleasure to
such
be
a cool
around.
guy to be around.
and boy, does he have a good jesty body
Oh,
for her
I don't even want to
impersonation.
do it ever again because
Yeah. got 3 more reps in you. Like I was just like, and then eventually it's like, Jesse's here.
Cross is better than the guy who does it for
Stern.
No, I don't know who does it on Stern, but
yeah, I don't know who that is, but that guy's
there's a comedian, James Adomian, and he does a really good one. He also does a really good Bernie Sanders. He did
for the one for the phone.
he did an interview with Bernie Sanders as Bernie Sanders. It's really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Killer Cross's Ventura is better than his.
Yeah, he was really
if
good.
he keeps doing more stuff like that, he might get a new character out of it. Not the wacky impersonation guy, but I mean, like,
What
it adds
he-
more to just a guy who
What
comes
he
out.
told me this movie project that's coming out soon is
Was it CYN?
No,
it's, it's really campy, funny,
Oh,
corny,
really?
Oh.
Wow.
and
I couldn't picture him in that, but I heard that he was growing his hair out for this movie role.
I think he should keep. The
I
hair.
thought it was going
The
to be
hair's
some
good.
like
The hairs
B-roll
looks
action
really good,
movie.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it was some sort of action movie maybe he was doing it
Yeah,
for.
keep the hair if you're listening to Cross. Which,
Yes, keep the hair.
why
It is
not? But
And we
keep the
know
hair.
you
so
are.
much
Yeah, you and
better.
Scarlett.
yeah, they're
Keep
big
there.
fans.
we know you're listening, Killer Cross.
That's just a hot
PCO,
couple right
tell
there.
Killer Cross
Still
Yeah.
listen
to
if
keep
he's
the
not-
hair.
Ghost Heads Talk Podcast. That's actually the dudes at ringside as well. It says, "What's up, podcast fam? Excited to see you on April 8th." There they are. And then it says, "Dudes at ringside." That's Joe. Joe's hanging out with us. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is kind of the Super Bowl weekend, Christmas weekend, whatever you want to call it, like the big weekend for wrestling. And it has already started. It's Thursday, and it's already. I think there were shows even on Wednesday.
Wow.
Not big ones, but the Collective started off today, which is GCW's big thing. I think they're doing 13 shows this weekend.
That's crazy.
It is.
And the big one today so far, well, earlier today was Bloodsport. Bloodsport was this afternoon at 4:00, and
Only one bummer for this year's Bloodsport.
That's a hard show to get to for most people that work.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah,
Mikowski, unfortunately, unable to participate this
Yeah,
weekend.
he's hurt.
Supposed to have a real big year, like a big. He was set up to produce some cool stuff, and unfortunately blew his knee out. But our hearts are out for you, Matt. You're a fucking champion, man.
love Matt Mikowski. He
He's
is,
still young. There's
yeah.
time.
But some people that we have had a chance to work with. The opening match, Masha Slamovich and Janai Kai. We saw them do something very similar to Bloodsport at CFU, and they did their thing again here.
Who goes over?
Masha was the winner.
Oh,
Yeah, Masha got I think she won by submission.
oh wow!
And then the following match was
Do you only win by submission and knock?
knockout, no pin.
Submission and knockout. There's no
Yeah.
judge's decision either.
Referee stoppage, knockout, pin,
Okay.
or a time limit draw.
Yeah.
Which they did do when they did Barnett and Minoru Suzuki at the second one. It was a draw. And then we had Ninja Mac against Yoya, and if anything kind of got there are two things that are going to get gift or imaged out of this, and the first is this: Ninja Mac with a beautiful twisting kick knocks Yoya out.
Mm.
Was that Adam Gall on the call too?
I know Galt was I don't know if he reffed that match. I think he did. Yeah, Galt was reffed a few of the matches. Royce Isaacs beat Bad Dude Tito. You had I might lose the order here. I think I might have the order wrong on some of these. Johnny Bloodsport, John Hennigan.
Oh, how was that match?
Pretty good.
Way out of his comfort zone.
You would not really.
Really?
John Hennigan, I think he's trained with like some striking, and he was a collegiate wrestler.
Oh.
He was a Division I collegiate
So it looked
wrestler.
good.
He defeated Simon Gotch, who had he had a devil lock like Doyle from the Misfits, and he was wearing Kazushi Sakuraba trunks,
Nice.
who was a legendary Japanese MMA pioneer. They called him the Gracie Hunter. He would beat all the Gracies when the
Oh.
Gracies were like the kings of the roost in
Sick.
MMA.
Well, you as a big MMA fan, and I respect your opinion. I'm even more excited now to see that match because if you said he did a good job, then I had to go watch it.
Yeah, I it wasn't the best match of the night, I didn't think, but he held his own.
Good.
He did some good stuff.
I'll say what. Speaking, go back to Yo-Yo quick. When when they did Frog Sport, I was really, really impressed with him and Mikowski's match.
Yeah,
Like it was really, really good.
yeah. Yoya had a really good one.
Or not, him and Mikowski was good, and then him and was it him and Miles in the opening? I forget who he was in the
Yeah, I don't
in the
remember.
beginning, and they killed it.
I know. He had a fun one at Bloodsport with Leo Rush.
Leo Rush, yeah.
And then we had Slade, who was a GCW regular. He lost to Alex Coughlin, who is a New Japan LA Dojo guy.
Say New Japan strong guy.
Royce Isaacs, by the way, looked great. He's
Really?
because he was in NWA. He was with Tom Latimer.
Yeah.
He looks like he's put on some muscle.
Because he looked a little smaller before.
He's put on some
Oh,
he's
really?
put on some muscle and just
Remember
his gear looks
they had
good.
the Not Four Horsemen group with Nick Aldis?
yeah.
I forget the name of it.
Yeah,
something.
Strictly Business.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
strictly. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They still have. I think they kicked all this out, but it's just a team now. It's
Yeah, all this is a good guy.
it's Latimer and somebody else now are the main people in that group. And then you had I'm just trying to remember. I'm getting these out of order now. Marina Shafir defeated Zeta Zhang. So
and she's getting a crack at Jade.
yeah, she's going to be challenging for the
Yeah, but apparently
TBS title on.
People said she got a lot better on Dark.
Did she?
Wrestled on Dark because when she was in NXT, her and their girl were not
Yeah, and
too good.
she was always better than Jessamine Duke.
Yeah, their girls. No.
But Bloodsport.
Jessamine Duke had a hard time putting weight on. She was always really, really
I know.
skinny.
You know, some people the wrestling is in for them. Like she was
Yeah.
a good fighter, but
Yeah.
not good. Wrestler.
She struggled in fighting too.
Yeah.
Jessamine
Oh, really?
Duke, yeah.
No, I don't think she wrestles anymore. So nothing against her.
Super nice person, I guess, right? But
I've never met her.
she seemed cool.
Timothy Thatcher upset is defeated by JR Kratos in his big return to the Indies.
Another NWA guy.
Yeah,
He's tag champions right now.
he was it's a lucha team is.
Oh, that's right.
tag
Yeah,
champions
the
now.
Bestia 666 and
Yeah,
something
like
else. I
Halloween or
just watched
something like
NWA,
that.
Yeah.
Yuya Uemura, I butchered his name probably, beat Speedball Mike Bailey, which was a really fun match.
Oh, that's the New Japan young boy.
Yeah.
Yuya Uemura. Remember he had like the old 70s hair.
Yes.
Yeah, but then he got rid of it.
How did they not fight Yoya?
Yeah,
Yuya versus Yoya.
Yeah.
Yuya Uemura. There you go.
And then we're getting into like the heavy hitter matches now. You had Josh Barnett defeating Jonah.
Ooh,
yeah.
that probably had been a good match.
It was very good. Very
That's a heavyweight fight.
striking heavy. Yeah.
Jonas, he's impressive. He just really, like, you see people on the indie scene, and you see some people come on the indie scene and are from like back to the indie scene and put on some fantastic matches, and then you see like a guy like the size of Jonah, and you just watch him move, and you're like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then John Moxley defeated Biff Busick, and Biff Busick's big return to GCW. They're the big indie scene. He's done Beyond. I think Beyond Wrestling was his first one back. It was literally called 91 Days because it's the 91st day after his contract ended. But that was the match of the night for me. Busick bled buckets. It looked like Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. They had a thing where like Moxley had him in like a chin lock or something, but he had his mouth covered. And then when I guess they let the blood pull up here a little bit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was worse than that.
Yeah.
It was more blood than that.
By the way, the new logger.
yes.
Yeah.
The new logger.
God damn.
And then just when Moxley's hand moved, just blood. It looked like a horror movie, like the blood just pouring out of Busick's mouth. That was an incredible match. The crowd was so hot for it. And then your main event, another upset. Chris Dickinson, back from injury, beats Murder Grandpa Minoru Suzuki.
He's
goes
busy
down.
this weekend.
No, between today and tomorrow, Suzuki is wrestling 5 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's a 50-some-odd-year-old
I think
man.
he's like
too.
54.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's because he had that match, and then tonight, there's going to be a AAA show. I think it already happened at the Fairmont Hotel. Black Taurus and Psycho Clown. I'm just going to run through some of these here. If we literally don't have the time
To do
to
every
run
show.
through every
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
If there's a show that you guys are super excited for this weekend that's not actually WrestleMania, tell us in the chat if you're live chatting with us, or if it is a Mania match. What are you excited for Mania? And we'll definitely engage with you when we get to the actual
Super
Mania.
Card of Honor and then the Impact
Yeah.
show would probably be at the top of outside of WrestleMania.
MLW Intimidation Games is
Oh, wow.
happening right now. Some interesting things here. Enzo has an open challenge on that show.
So
Alex
that's going to be a surprise thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex Hammerstone is defending the MLW title against Jacob
Wait,
Fatu.
You said MLW?
Yeah.
I was going to say,
That's the Court Bauer one up.
you know who would be a fun thing just because they had the beef if Janela entered the challenge.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Oh.
maybe.
But
Enzo-
Janela,
no, wait, yeah.
Janela's not going to MLW.
No.
MLW, yeah.
No.
And
That's not
ECW
happening.
hate each other.
Yeah,
Maybe Enzo will be in the clusterfuck. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's definitely not going to MLW.
But it's Hammerstone, Jacob Fatu, and Mads Kruger.
Jacob Fatu also going to be a PPW.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Jacob
Yeah.
Fatu will be the PPW Super Show, and Alex Hammerstone was there in January.
He's so big.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Speaking of PPW regulars, Davey Richards, also an MLW guy, and Richard Holiday, the AirPod God, are going to be
He's been at the PPW as well.
Ton of times. He loves it there.
LA Park and LA Park Jr. against Gangrel and Pagano.
Junior.
It's literally no. I think
I think it's one of
Rio
the,
del LA Park. It's
Yeah.
LA Park Jr. is like his nephew or something.
Yeah.
one of the companies owned the gimmick, and then he changed the name, and there was that.
Yeah,
like,
he
we're
was
gonna have one.
Laparca,
You
yeah.
have one, then we'll have it. Some
Also
mess.
tonight, Control your narrative.
Mm.
Awakening.
Is there any matches announced? Or any?
Yes. There's 4.
What would they be called? Is there a project pit?
Is there? Are we going to the pit?
Are we going to the pit?
I don't think so.
Did you see?
We're saying this, and one of our listeners was on the show. Killer Cross is wrestling Vincent.
Yeah. Van Fleet did a really good interview with EC3 about exactly what he meant by the no 3 rules, and he's like, "Well, they're overused, so we don't want them to be oversaturated here too."
Yeah.
Okay.
But your whole thing is
There's no rules.
there's no rules, and don't
also,
control us.
The
You're
guys,
contradicting yourself.
Yeah.
the wrestlers are booking. Besides, like, well, a few of them actually, because the next match is Flip Gordon and Dirty Dango. So
Yeah.
Flip Gordon.
He said you can springboard, you can jump over the top and do a 450, you can do whatever you want, just don't dive through the middle rope.
All right.
Okay. Dive the middle and the bottom.
Oh, the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirty Dango, who said he's retiring and deleted his Twitter. He's going to be on the show.
Oh wow.
So when's his last match? Did he
I-
announce it
I
yet?
don't believe
This
so.
might be it.
Maybe Dirty Dango is retiring, but then somebody else
Oh,
comes
Dirty,
back.
Dirty.
I want to kind of backtrack real quick. I actually just did buy some tickets for Avery's last match.
Yeah, bash at the brewery at Wirebox.
Tickets are on sale now. I think it's like wixtick.com or something.
Yeah,
strange.
if you look up, it's like Lehigh Valley Apparel Creations. This is promoting the show. I think they have all the.
For $20.
information
Yeah,
there. I know. I bought one.
not bad. So come hang out with us at Wireblocker Brewery and see.
In Easton, PA.
Yeah, it's in his last match. He went 1-7. He put, I'm 1-7 in my farewell matches.
Just go down on his back.
Yeah, I love it.
Austin Aries and Weston Blake, formerly Wesley Blake of the Forgotten Sons, former tag partner Buddy Murphy, former NXT tag team champion.
Oh, and the guy who
not
took
the one that dated
the guy who
Alexa?
took Austin Aries in the room said that he didn't trash him. He actually complimented him.
He was
What's the
he was
plan?
telling him how much he respected him.
Oh god.
He just said, "I wish you wouldn't be so opinionated on Twitter." And I guess it's like Austin Aries like, "Why?" And like, I don't know.
So here's why we'll say EC3 or whoever said this thing. I think it was EC3, right? He said this. He's like, honestly, I think the idea of the room, like we said it like it was going to be there, but didn't think people would take us up on it. And he said, I wish you wouldn't be so opinionated on Twitter and da da da. And they had a dialogue and they had conversation. And by the end of the time they left the room, they had a better understanding of each other.
Okay.
And he's like, well, that's what it's all about is having a conversation and breaking those barriers. I was like, well, that's kind of, I can get behind that.
And
Yeah.
taking $100 from people.
Yeah.
That's
That
the other
was
part of it.
$100
And
to
money.
call someone to jack off.
You don't, I mean, you can,
if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can, or you can go
Which
in there.
I would never pay someone to insult them.
No.
Yeah, I would never pay for a conversation, but
And then your main event is Titan and EC3. Titan is Adam Scher, formerly
Wrong.
Braun Strowman, against Eric Redbeard and Big Damo, formerly Killian Dane.
wow.
So a big hoss fight there. But also tonight, in about 20 minutes, night 1 of Joey Janela's Spring Break is tonight. And that is Mickey James and Ali Ketch is going to be on that
Oh,
show.
That should be a good match.
Yeah.
Blake Christian and AR Fox, 2 GCW regulars. GCW tag title. This match has changed. It's a 3-way. It's the Briscoes. It's the Second Gear crew, which is Mance Warner, and I don't remember the other guy. And it was supposed to be the Hate Club, which are the reigning champions, which is Nick Gage and Matt Tremont. But just right before, like a few minutes before,
Tremont out of action.
yeah, according to the GCW tweet, due to circumstances out of our control, Matt Tremont is unable to attend tonight's event. Nick Gage has informed us that he, quote, doesn't need a fucking partner and will go solo for his match at
That's
Joey
very
Janela's
Nick
Spring
Gage.
Break 6. And then you also have Joey Janela against X-Pac on that show. The Ultra-Violent title is on the line. Alex Colon defends against John Wayne Murdoch. We saw him give Warhorse a Canadian destroyer off a ladder through a table with thumbtacks on it.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah. And then your main event is John Moxley defending the GCW World title against AJ Gray, who, if you remember the Hammerstein show and the opening ladder match, he was
Yeah.
the one that grabbed the big Sonic the Hedgehog.
So
thing.
John's
Or
in
no.
action twice then tonight.
Yeah, Moxley's pulling
Working
double
twice.
duty.
A lot of them guys will.
Yeah.
They're there. So
Yeah.
And they get
some of them are in
they
the
get
same
big
building.
paychecks this
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is a big money there.
That Spring Break show will be at the same building that Bloods, like all of the GCW collective stuff is in the same building.
They're all in the same. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Like, did he have to run from one venue to another?
Nope, they're all in the same
And it's so cool that like
Minoru Suzuki did though.
if you're not super into like maybe deathmatch, but you're into blood sport, like there's
Yeah.
they have something for
Everybody,
Something
yeah.
for everybody.
if you're into the campy stuff, the
Mhm.
clusterfucks the next day, like there's so much cool like just GCW has a good job of giving you different types of content, like Effie's
Yeah.
show and like
my dark horse pick for show of the weeks that might be the sneaky good show of the weekend and it's at WrestleCon. WrestleCon is at a different hotel, and it's at a hotel in Dallas, the Fairmount Hotel. It's the Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show, which is like their big show they try to do, and it's 10 o'clock tonight, 9 Central Time. Biff Busick, who we were just talking about, formerly Oni Lorcan, against Minoru Suzuki. Two guys who are in Bloodsport
Me bleeding again.
are going to be going at each other here. The Briscoes against Homicide and Loki. Weren't they the Rottweilers? I
Yeah.
believe? Yeah.
With Ricky Reyes.
Yeah. Maybe Smokes will be in their corner.
Ooh.
Nice.
Bra-
Donald Trump loves you. I love that guy.
Bandito and Speedball Mike Bailey. That'll be something. Here's one, like, hook this match up to my veins. Tomohiro Ishii and Timothy Thatcher.
Oh wow.
That'll be great. Mia Yim against Athena.
Oh,
former
that's
Ember
pretty
Moon.
good.
That
Yeah.
should be very good. We have this is going to be high flying. It's a 6-man tag. Michael Oku, who I'm not too familiar with, Ray Horace or Horus, who is a Ring of Honor.
Horace.
Ray Horace, who is a luchador, and Laredo Kid, also a luchador, against Black Taurus, who is a bigger luchador, Josh Alexander, who is one of Impact's top guys, and Ace Austin.
Oh wow.
That's gonna be a hell of a match.
Laredo Kid was in that one AEW match when he
Yeah.
tagged with Phoenix
Yeah.
and Pentagon.
I just had something else pop in. I want to interject real quick.
Mhm.
We forgot this because we didn't go through news, but independent news. But we want to wish a huge congratulations to Darius Carter,
Yes.
who
winner
won
of the Super 8.
won this year's Super 8. That guy is dripping in independent championship gold
Yeah.
right now. He's got it everywhere. And then also another huge
And Erica Lee for coming.
congratulations,
winning, too.
who is the first female to compete in the all men Super 8 and to go the distance and go against Darius for the championship. And that match had to have been sick because they
It
have
was.
chemistry together.
It was very good.
And she said it's the best match of her career. She said, like, that's what she
Yeah.
put
It
on
was-
Twitter.
It was an incredible match.
She has a t-shirt she
Yeah.
made
Yeah, I seen
that
that.
looks like Daniel Bryan's shirt, but it says the Pooper 8.
Yeah.
Because her whole thing is Hong
'Cause
Kong
it-
poo poo pee pee.
Danielson was in the Super 8 in like 2001 when he had a shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. So both people that we've got to work with in the past, and they're both
And-
amazing people. Behind the curtain, listen, Darius Carter in the ring and as a character,
No,
absolute
Don't
scumbag.
shatter the illusion. Darius Carter is an asshole.
He's a scumbag asshole, but God, he's a good dude. He's a real good dude, and we're very just all things beside. I know this is all entertainment and everything like that, but to win something like that is a big accomplishment for both of them to go make it to the finals
yeah.
and put a match of both of their careers on, and to do that and do it for us as fans. We hats off to you, we love you.
And I don't believe Darius will be, but I know Erica Lee will be in action at Weyerbacher for Battle.
Yeah.
for-
Yeah. Her
Absolutely.
Willow will be there. Puff, Big Dan Champion, and I believe Dan Champion, Cindy Bacabella, and Avery Good will have their own beer.
Oh wow.
Oh,
How about
nice.
that?
Canned beer. It's like the Champion Lager or whatever, and it's all three of them on the can.
Oh,
If you're an old school Chikara fan, Jigsaw will
oh
be
wow.
there.
Jigsaw coming out of semi-retirement.
And
Edith Cyril's on the
Edith,
Edith will be
gonna
there too.
Yeah,
haven't
and,
seen her in
there may,
forever.
there may be a few others too.
Yeah.
that
I
I'm
would think
forgetting.
so.
How-
Probably get
I
about,
think they said it's gonna be like 5 matches.
that's what I think.
Yeah,
5.
5 matches and bands.
I wonder if
And they didn't
oh yeah,
announce
2
who-
bands.
who Avery Good is taking on yet.
Who do you want?
Claudio.
Oh, that would be like the dream.
Yeah.
That would be
Oh.
the dream.
I mean,
Oh.
I don't know. Is he can do an indie show, right?
If,
His
if,
contract
if you knew that,
expired.
Oh,
that
that's
was
right. His contract expired. He can do.
Yeah,
it.
he could do anything. He could show up on.
I will
They might know
fucking
each other.
I will fucking cry if
It was-
Claudio walks out of that brewery.
I
Yeah,
would
Peter
scratch my
Gabriel.
plans, then I would go with you if I knew Claudio was.
I wouldn't even announce it. I would just have him pop and show up.
If it is a big surprise, yeah, don't announce
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. You know another name that I think would be kind of cool to see him go out with, if it's not like an Edith or something like that. Because I know he said he wanted the WrestleMania. I think he did WrestleMania somewhere. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Oh. Boomer.
Boomer
Weber
would be
now. Weber
yeah,
Hatfield.
yeah, Weber would be
Yeah.
a cool finish. Or Ultra Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ultraman. You don't do singles matches no more. Maybe do one for him.
Yeah, him and
Yeah,
Ultra Madness to
this
close it
might be
out.
like a making an
Yeah.
exception. Maybe he's usually just,
That's kind of what I'm leaning.
or
like
Hollow
what,
Wicked or anybody.
Yeah,
like
Hollow
that,
Wicked. Yeah,
him and Hollow Wicked or him
still-
and Ultra
Who's
Madness.
still great.
Yeah,
I didn't realize how big Hollow Wicked. He's a big.
Yeah,
dude.
They're
he's about
both tall.
6'2", yeah.
yeah, they're both
Great.
tall. Oh my God, if Claudio, you just fucking put something out there that
Yeah.
now if it happens,
What?
I will weep.
It's possible.
And one other match on this WrestleCon show. This is going to be a wild one. And it's a 10-man tag, and we don't know. We only know the captains of the teams are going to fill in the teams
Oh,
as
boy.
it goes on. It is Team PCO.
Sold. Our
And-
dear friend.
And well, let's say a little prayer for our dear friend, because he's going to be going up against
Gage.
Team Onita.
Oh wow,
No.
Jesus Christ! Who else is gonna be in that shit? Maybe Nick Gage will be in that match.
Onita. No, this is WrestleCon. I don't think
Oh, okay, that's
Nick
right.
Gage will be the collective. But yeah, Team Onita, Atsushi Onita, who blew up Matt Tremont a few months ago, and
He's gonna have to bring bigger explosions for PCO because
Yeah.
he's not human.
I kind of want to see who's gonna be in that.
the Rock and Roll Express are going to be on that show.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere.
I know they're wrapping it up this year.
John
Then-
Morrison. Yeah. Ricky's going to just focus on the wrestling school and helping his kid.
Love that. I got to see him live. I'm
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah. I seen him out live at New Japan,
Yeah.
of all places. So.
Yeah, and I won't go through the whole lineup, but there is another one last GCW show at 11:59
Holy shit.
p.m. So it'll be around 1:00 in the morning, our time. And it's called Planet Death, and that's going to be your death match show. The logo
Okay.
has like 2 light tubes in it.
Yeah.
I only bring it up because there's one guy whose name I love. Shane Mercer is going to wrestle Neil Diamond Cutter.
Neil Diamond Cutter. Book that guy. He let him win. Win the
Neil
whole,
Diamond Cutter
yeah.
versus the what?
put the belt on him.
Didn't GCW have that fake Michael Jackson for a while who would like moonwalk?
I forget his
DDT?
name. Yeah, I don't know if he still wrestles.
I forget his name. It's like Michael. No, it's something.
What's it, Jackson something?
Yeah, I forget
I
his name.
forget.
He beat up a guy in Vegas.
Yeah, he did. Choked him out
Yeah, he choked
Like,
out a guy in
legit.
Vegas.
because the guy was starting shit. Calling names or something. And he
Yeah.
got him and choked him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put him in it was a guy in like an Eagle shirt. It's like, yeah, look at the Eagle shirt.
Oh, I love this Michael Jackson character even more
I
now.
forget his name.
Yeah, but yeah, he would do like a moonwalk DDT. It was a
Oh
it
my
was
God,
a
that's
great bit.
awesome.
Yeah, and he looked just like Michael
Mhm.
Jackson.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Then tomorrow it continues. 11:00 to 12 noon our time. JCW versus LA Fights are like 2 offshoots of GCW. So it's basically West Coast people against East Coast
That's
people.
fun.
Some people we know. Big Vin is going to be wrestling.
Big
on that
fucking
show.
Vinny.
And Nick Wayne is wrestling. He's the 16-year-old phenom that AEW has like
Okay,
a futures
yeah.
deal with. His father trained Brian Alvarez, Buddy Wayne. He was a
Is this the kid that got offered the contract via Darby Allin? That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
He was supposed to be on the show in New York, but somebody called the commission, and
Yeah.
because you can't have a 16-year-old wrestle in New York,
Oh jeez.
and
Unless you sneak it and you're Jeff Hardy.
or you could do what they did with the Briscoes.
Put a mask
PA,
on.
put a mask
I
on.
don't know who that is.
The Texas Outlaw or the Midnight Outlaws, because in PA you had to be 18 too, so they
Yeah.
put a mask on them, and then Jay's a little bit older, so at one point it was for a year it was Jay Briscoe and the Midnight Outlaw, and it was Mark under a mask, and then to tie it all up, when they turned 18, they did the Briscoes against the Midnight Outlaws, just put 2 other guys in the mask. And then Nick Wayne's gonna wrestle Marcus Mathers, who we saw at IWTV 100. He won the ladder match. And then moving on, this is gonna be fun. Zicky Dice's Trouble in Paradise 2 at 2:00 Eastern time tomorrow. This is actually gonna be on Twitch, I believe. I don't think you have to pay for this one. I think it's gonna be on Zicky's Twitch. Lindsay Dorado against Black Taurus. Effie against Speedball Mike Bailey. That'll be a fun one.
Speedball's getting a ton of work.
People love him.
Yeah.
And he's really good. He's very fluid, very quick.
I think Kit knows Speedball.
He's been wrestling in Impact a lot lately. Kit definitely knows somebody we're going to talking about later in this show.
Kita.
Kita Murray is in the sensational sextuplet scramble with a few other people. Jonah Turk against Jan Russman, don't really know them. Scotty Too Hottie against Rich Swan.
Mm.
And it just says Masha Slam.
There's a match that I didn't think I wanted until you
Yeah.
just said it.
And there's not really any
we'll get to that. though.
clarification
We'll get
here.
WB.
There's not really any clarification here, but Masha Slamovich versus Bear. So if somebody in a bear suit, or if she's
She's gonna
wrestling
wrestle a
bear,
real bear like they used to years ago.
I feel sorry for that bear. That bear's gonna die.
Oh,
You know who
That
could
bear's
be?
gonna get messed up.
Because there's a whole he's been joking the whole time that he'll wrestle a bear. He'll wrestle a bear. I wonder if it's gonna be Travis Huckabee.
Maybe.
Honestly, that's a match I want to see.
I
Masha versus Travis Huckabee.
think it meant Masha versus a bear. I'm like, yeah, I do too.
Oh, well, she'll kill the bear. The bear has no shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's
well,
over.
she's like 5'3". I read. I
no,
was reading up.
she's
not-
11'2".
No, Masha.
Yeah.
I don't think Masha's that.
Well, that's what one
Oh.
of the scorecards or something like was a 5'3" or 5'4" or something. She was like short.
She's 11'6". Listen, her presence makes her that big. You
Oh,
see
yeah?
Masha, you're like,
Is Masha that? No, for real. Is Masha that short? I didn't think she
It's
was.
on my iPad.
I think she's only. I feel
don't
like she's only a little like odd to hear me.
Yeah, like we've met Masha, so I'm pretty sure she's
I
not
Well,
that
that's what she was
short.
Five-
billed at
5'8"?
This one website.
Probably
'cause
like
I was looking to
5'7",
see what
5'8",
She
yeah.
looks like.
But no, I don't think she's that short.
Sometimes wrestlers in real life, their size can be like, wow, either I didn't know they're that tall, I didn't know they're that short.
Yeah, like Heath Slater. I didn't realize Heath Slater would be as tall as he was.
Yeah, some people, and then some people are like, wow, he's not as big, or wow, he's much bigger than what I thought. The same with the girls too. It's It's weird when you watch on TV and then you see them in real life.
There's also another MLW show on tomorrow at 2.
5-3. Would have
Am I-
never guessed that.
Yeah,
I'm not. Am I not reading it?
no, you're
right?
reading it absolutely
Okay.
right. Yeah, I'm surprised by that
She seems larger than
Yeah.
life.
because
She is.
Edith's pretty tall, and there wasn't a big size difference between her and Edith, I didn't think. So then the only reason to bring up this MLW show is doing Enzo and Casey Navarro on that show.
Oh, they wrestled before.
Yeah.
Three-way.
Is Enzo gotten any better with his wrestling ability or
I
not?
haven't seen Enzo. I didn't even see his match at PPW.
He did 6 foot.
I seen the one in when he was at PCW, and it was okay. It wasn't
Yeah.
I'm not right home about.
I mean, his mouth was always
yeah,
the
yeah,
best.
Yeah, I was like,
Nyla's 5'7". I would have thought she's taller.
Yeah, I never met Nyla, but I knew Edith's
I
taller
thought
than
she was
me.
taller
so I
than
knew
that
she's
too.
pretty tall.
Well, maybe these are off.
I don't know. Edith's 6 foot, it says.
So
I don't know. I had a doctor's office measure me at 5'3" too. I was like,
5'3".
what? Yeah.
Tiny.
No, I had a different doctor's office said, no, you're 5'8". Here, let me measure you.
That's
Like,
a huge difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
having a very tall day.
Yeah.
Having it all day. My
So
osteoporosis isn't that bad today.
For the Culture, which is another GCW collective one, this is a show where it's just celebrating black wrestlers. And so you have AJ Gray and Darius Lockhart. I think Lockhart's been in like NWA.
Mm-hmm.
Hoodfoot, who we saw fight Darius Carter. As
Great
a matter of
match.
fact, against Billy Dixon. Too Cold Scorpio was in action against Brian Keith. I'm not sure who that is. Shane Taylor Promotions, which is a group in Ring of Honor, against the Hitmakers, formerly Hit Row.
Oh wow.
Rich Swann and JTG. The Impact Knockouts title is on the line.
Oh.
Tasha Steele's defending against Big Swole.
Hmm.
And then Trisha Dora and MJ Jenkins. So that's the collective stuff is just they have so many, and it's again everything is individual. Everything has its own identity. It's different. It's distinct.
We are going over
Huh?
my boy's show, right? We're going over Effie's show, right?
Oh yeah. I'm kind of going in chronological
There are
order.
so many of these shows. When he sent me the article, I was like,
Yes.
oh my God. So it's just
Is Effie
scrolling
doing
and
the-
scrolling.
I don't. I know.
Big A brunch.
I know,
It's
but
a big show.
I know it was on a different show,
Mhm.
but they do the gray sweatpants match.
The Gray Sweatpants Battle Royal.
Yeah,
I think that might be like on Effie's show usually.
yeah.
Or no, I think there was like a show that was like a ladies show, and they did a Gray Sweatpants Battle Royal.
They did
Oh.
a gray sweatpants match, or it was instead of like
it was a battle royal.
well, they also had like it was like a bra and panties match, but it was a gray sweatpants match
Gray
where you had to like
sweatpants match.
take their gray sweatpants off.
Oh, okay.
And I believe I'm if I'm not mistaken, I believe Miles Millennium was in the gray
Oh.
sweatpants match.
But they have to be that heather gray, not the charcoal gray, the heather gray.
I
the
believe
light
it's all
gray.
heather gray. They
Yeah.
know what they're doing.
That's like
They
the
don't-
very first.
As long as
Shimmer
they get
show.
it right.
Shimmer was an all women's promotion. The very first Shimmer show, it was the pre-show battle royal was all these guys were like indie stars and all men. Were the only men on the show, and it was all men with in just jeans. Just men in jeans.
I love that.
So New Japan has a show. Was New Japan Strong, their American offshoot, the Lone Star Shootout, which is going to be tomorrow night at 6. Chris Dickinson against Tomohiro Ishii. Dickinson is the one that just beat Suzuki at Bloodsport. Jay White and Mike Bailey, so Speedball again. Yeah, he's going to be busy. Juice Robinson, David Finley, Daniel Garcia, and Kevin Knight against Mascara Dorada, formerly Grand Metalik in WWE. Clark Connors, Carl Fredericks, who are two of the top LA Dojo
And they're
guys.
really good.
And Yuya Amura from
Yeah.
the young guy. He's on excursion now. The young boys, they're like the guys in New Japan. They wrestle in the opening matches. They wear black trunks, black boots.
When they go away, and then when they come back, they can have their gimmick.
Yeah.
So that's like the prize for going. Well, the prize is going away, and then you find yourself. And when you
Yeah.
come back to New Japan, then you're.
It's so strange that
So it
people
sounds
go
like a
on it.
spiritual thing almost.
Kind of, yeah. But when you come back, you're not wearing black anymore. Now you have your.
It's
colors.
almost like a Rumspringa for the Amish.
Yeah.
You- You have to leave Japan and find
Which is
yourself.
weird because they
But
send their young boys over like,
all
to-
places.
They,
all
they
over
want you to learn everywhere. Yeah.
right. But also we send like there's people who go to Japan to go
Yeah,
to
so,
a
yeah,
dojo
yeah.
almost or to get their
And
like,
now to the point where New Japan opened a dojo in LA too.
Yeah.
yeah. I know Masha went to Japan for a while.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she was
There's
stuck
a
there
lot-
because of COVID for a while.
Yeah.
But they're saying the hottest promotion in Japan right now is Stardom, the all women's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Bushiro, New Japan's
Yeah.
parent company.
Also, go show some love to Annie's tag team partner, part of the Stardom podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. What's
I think it's called the Stardom podcast.
yeah.
They cover all things Stardom.
Yeah, which is the only problem with Stardom is hard to watch. You have to watch on the website.
Oh,
Like
really?
they have their network, but it's on the website. But New Japan owns them both with Bushi Road. Put them together. And
They're not
Yeah.
on the New Japan's
No.
I
app.
don't think New Japan owns New Japan World. I think it's actually
No, No,
I
Bushiroad.
think TV. No,
TVSI.
TVSI.
owns both of New Japan and Stardom. So it's
no. The TV. I think TVSI owns New Japan World,
Oh,
and
Oh,
Bushiroad doesn't.
oh,
That's
okay,
why
that's
Stardom's
why.
not on it. Yeah.
fucking get rid of it. Make a new streaming service.
There you go.
That's all of it. So that way you can put Spider-Man in the Marvel universe.
By the way, the Stardom Cast is the name of Matt
The
Turner's
Stardom.
podcast.
Yeah, and they
The
cover.
Stardom.
So if you want to get caught up in Stardom, that's the way to go.
And so you also have Ren Narito against Rocky Romero on this show. You have Killer Cross against Minoru Suzuki. Murder Grandpa at it again. Alex Coughlin, another New Japan Dojo guy. Fred Rosser, who was formerly Darren Young in WWE. And DKC against Tom Lawler, J.R. Kratos, and Royce Isaacs. Blake Christian against Jonah. Two people have been in PPW recently. I think Blake was. No, it was Jordan Oliver.
No,
Never mind.
Yeah.
And then just moving on for tomorrow. See how many shows there are?
Yes,
Now we're getting to some of the heavy hitters. You have the ROH Supercard of Honor 2022.
FTR versus Briscoe.
Yes, the
Wow.
dream match.
That
FTR
might be
against the
one of
Briscoes.
the best matches this weekend.
That I think is the match.
How do you feel about them
most
being
this weekend.
babyface? Possibly.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it,
No.
but I'm okay with it. But I wouldn't do it. And
They're
maybe-
really good, so they can make it work.
Yeah, people are saying maybe it'll be a swerve where they're just doing it and then just do it with everything.
Maybe it'll be like when the Midnight Express turned babyface,
Yeah,
just so they could turn heel on the Dynamic
Yeah.
Dudes. Yeah,
and then feud with another Midnight Express.
yeah, that's right.
FTR's
I don't know.
got feud with
I feel like they
Revival.
tried to be heels in AEW, and the crowd just didn't take to them as heels.
Well,
Like they respect them, but they're like,
What happens when you're so good? You get cheered.
yeah. So maybe them be as babyface would be a different dynamic for them, and especially if they get that manager that the rumor is, they would have to be a babyface
that
team.
manager-
They talked to Brett about that because Brett did a signing with Rob Feinstein, and Brett was like, "What are they going to AEW? What are they going to bring me in for?" Like either he's just playing dumb, or he's like,
He
"No."
might be playing dumb
Yeah.
because I seen Cash had posted on his Twitter or something that he was thankful before his match. Brett had called him or messaged him or texted him or something before his match with CM Punk.
Well,
like
listen,
wishing him
he's
luck.
he's upset that a guy kicked him in the head and he's getting Saudi Arabia money. If they call, who cares what they're gonna use it for? Go get your paycheck.
I mean, they're getting with Brett because the Owen Hart tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm just saying, what are they gonna use me for? I don't. If they have you fucking sweep
But-
the floors,
Yeah.
go
They,
get your paycheck. They're
even if you go out and you give your little Barbie wave, and
Exactly.
go
Well,
right
on the
back
first
in.
show, he almost fell off the stage.
Yeah.
If you remember, he came out to present or unveil the AEW World Title.
I wouldn't have Brett as an on-screen character.
walk out, put fucking sunglasses on the kid, get your check, and get the fuck out. Okay, whatever they have you do, just take your money and go
Honestly,
home.
he's probably just playing dumb. He doesn't want to spoil anything.
Like Brett's not at this time. He's not a good manager. Not now.
Yeah, something.
Greatest wrestler of all time, personality wise.
He can come out
Yes.
and talk a little bit, then go back.
He'd be like Sting, just don't talk, just stand there.
Oh, one thing that I did forget to mention on Bloodsport, Moxley did come out in his Blackpool Combat Club hoodie,
Oh wow!
Nice.
which is super cool. But yeah, the big thing for the Ring of Honor show was definitely the Briscoes and FTR for the Briscoes ROH World Tag Titles.
And Tony Khan said, stick around to the end. There will be a huge surprise.
Which you would think Samoa Joe.
Yeah, who else would it be?
Joe.
It's not Austin Aries.
I just hope they have the old music. Like I
Bum
want
bum bum
the champ. Is,
bum bum.
I want Give Me Back My Bullets to the Briscoes.
Oh, yeah.
I want
Show
Skinner
off
for the
that.
Briscoes.
Dude, the
Yeah.
possibilities of what ROH can be now. Like how
Yeah,
we're,
'cause
we all made the joke like AEW, and then they're gonna have their own NXT, which is gonna
Mhm.
be like old NXT, where it's gonna be fucking good. ROH has the possibility of being a mega show,
It'd be really good.
yeah.
like really, and they keep the fucking traditional rules, and they go that whole route where they still have
Yeah.
like, I mean, even back in the day, like ROH still had its campiness, and they still had villains.
Not really.
Dan House
Very few.
was
like,
there
that
being
was
campy,
Well,
but
at the
old,
end.
old school ROH, the ROH Tony Khan was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was not much. I mean, you had like like in the very beginning. You did.
Delirious. Like that-
Yeah, like peak ROH, you didn't really have like that, like because you had some really bad stuff in the beginning, like Special K.
yeah.
yeah.
The
They were-
Christopher Street connection.
Yeah.
which
Special
was-
K. Every member is named after a drug.
Yeah.
Jay Lethal was Hydro though.
Yeah.
but there's so like there's so, like the roster that you have Jay Lethal, you have Dante, you have all these like really fucking good
For
guys
sure,
that
yeah.
can just go over there and be like, just go in and just showcase
It's
themselves.
basically AEW, not exactly, but it's the closest thing to Ring of Honor with a budget.
Yeah.
And then you're like, we have a super show, and we're gonna have fucking this person and returning to ROH CM Punk for one. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you can do
dude.
so much fun stuff.
Oh, and Danielson would chomp at the bit to come do it.
Yeah.
all. He never wanted to leave. He's just, I need the money, basically. So
Dude, ROH could be a fucking mega power
And it's
show.
crazy how the ROH like where they're going. Like, because I don't. they had a show scheduled before Tony Khan bought it. I think it was probably like, yeah, we're not gonna have the show.
Yeah.
And then he bought it. And like, oh, now it's totally different.
Yeah.
So yeah, just some matches announced for this one. You have
By the way, Jay Lethal is so fucking good.
Yeah,
He's
This match
so
was
very,
good.
very
He's
smooth, very
so
crisp.
good.
I like when he comes out and he goes from Elizabeth.
Yes, that was so
Jersey."
good. And he's using his old TNA music.
Yeah.
he's so
Just like Christian.
he's so fucking good.
But they have 6 matches announced for this, and all of them should be very good to great.
Yeah. Rhett Titus versus Minoru Suzuki for the
7
TV
matches,
title.
yeah. Red Titus, Minoru
Yeah,
Suzuki.
put that
TV
belt
title.
on Minoru Suzuki.
Just
But
Tony
probably
Khan. Tony Khan. I know you're listening, right? We're big deal. Fucking give Tony Deppen a contract.
Yeah.
Bring him back.
Yeah.
Former TV champion.
I don't think he was in ROH for last.
He wasn't. He was technically not contracted. But he was still. He
never
was
contracted,
used.
But I
yeah.
don't know, like at the end, if they even used them really.
He was traveling and doing stuff. He was
At
part
the
of that
end of it?
stable. They had like a stable of people.
Violence Unlimited. Yeah, it was
Okay.
Deppen, Brody King, a few other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just to run down, like you said, it's going to be Rhett Titus defending the TV title against Minoru Suzuki. We're going to have an undisputed Ring of Honor championship. Bandito was supposed to be on the final Ring of Honor show with the old ownership, but he had COVID. So Jonathan Gresham won the ROH title there. So it's basically champion versus champion. Gresham against Bandito to have one undisputed Ring of Honor champion. As we said earlier, Briscoes against FTR, which I cannot wait for. For the interim ROH Women's Championship.
Is that for tag titles?
That is for the Briscoes
Yes.
are the ROH tag
Yeah.
champions. Yes, so that is for the titles.
Fucking. We can have FTR as the fucking ROH tag team champions.
Yeah.
That's
That
crazy.
might happen. I mean,
Yeah,
Briscoes had him 13 times or something like that.
yeah. The Briscoes are just they are the backbone act that is
Yeah.
the constant throughout all of Ring of Honor's run. And then and Jay Briscoe was a 2-time ROH World Champion too. And then you have Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Martinez for the interim ROH Women's title, because the reigning champion Deonna Purrazzo was not going to be on the show. She's going to be on the Impact show. It's going on at the same time. Then the
Dude.
pure
Oh, wait, Mercedes versus Willow.
Willow, yeah, for the interim ROH Women's title.
I'm cool with either one, but
I
I
would
love
guess-
Mercedes. But I think it's time for Willow.
I would guess Mercedes is probably going to win it just because she's already under contract to AEW.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
this could be a way to be like, we signed Willow.
You could do that. Josh Woods is defending the Pure Championship against Wheeler Yuta. That should be really good. I know one of the things I saw is maybe Yuta wins that, and then
Oh, yeah.
Will they
Sure.
recognize her as a former ROH champion even though she's interim?
I don't know. The interim title thing is so new to
I
wrestling.
would probably say no.
Because like UFC, if you're an interim champion,
Yeah.
you're a champion.
You're a champion.
You go down as a champion.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do they do that in the record books then? Is there 2 people then? Like, so like, let's say for wrestling, like it's
Yeah.
whatever, Roxy or whatever. And then it's
That's why I said I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I don't know how
then
that.
would
Yeah.
it both say whoever, let's say
If anyone knows in the
wins,
chat, let us know.
and Diano, and then it would say Diana. I don't know.
What I'm saying is we can go to Weyerbacher and see technically the current ROH Women's Champion
Yeah, she wins.
Yeah, unless they have a match with her and Deonna or her
sooner. Yeah.
sooner than that. Yeah, and then Alex Zane, who was in NXT for a moment before the big mass purge there, against Swerve, also former NXT North American champion, and Jay Lethal against Lee Moriarty, which would be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that show is it's a shame because you have
How much is that show?
I believe Supercard of Honor
30.
$20, $30. I don't know. Yeah,
It's on Fight. I
That's
believe.
Friday night.
yeah. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
You guys, if you guys want, maybe we can do something that night.
Okay.
You can come over and watch ROH.
Yeah, that'd be,
Kind of watch the rebirth of the
is
company.
it on Fight?
Yeah, I'm gonna find.
I know Ian Riccaboni and Larry Legend. What's
Yeah.
his name? What's his name?
Larry Legend is.
So
uh,
I
Yeah, they're
plan
doing
on
commentary.
I plan on watching
it
Mania.
is $30.
Mania night 1 at
Mhm.
Pilgrim,
Okay.
and then night 2, I think after Bang and Beers, just hang out here because Bang and Beers is going. We're starting at 3,
Mhm.
and then after that, if anyone wants to come over and watch Mania for Sunday night, that works. The doors are open for you all.
Yeah, it's $29.99 for Supercard of Honor,
Yeah, I'll pay for that.
and then at the same time,
I'm
It's
getting
starting-
I'm getting WBE this week too, so maybe I'll bring that down and we'll fuck around with it before this pay per view.
Oh, the game, the video
game,
Oh,
yeah.
I was like,
I was like, what?
yeah. I was like, oh, you already have Peacock.
yeah, I would think you would have Peacock.
Is the network coming back? What do I not know?
I wish it would.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I miss the network. So that show is at 8. And then at 8:30 at the Collective GCW have the World on Lucha. which is just a lot of lucha stuff. Johnny Caballero, which is another John Morrison name, Johnny Gentleman,
Remember Johnny Hazelton?
Johnny
Yeah.
Lucha.
against Jack Cartwheel.
What a name! I'm not familiar.
I think he was in Bola.
He has to do a cartwheel, right?
Locally,
Yeah.
the
No.
big thing here locally is that you have Psychosis, the original Psychosis, against Tony Deppen.
Yeah.
That's sick. Psychosis was the mask I would always put on my character in the WWE.
Oh,
games.
really?
I always loved his mask.
And obviously Friday, SmackDown and the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, SmackDown. That's probably
WrestleMania
show.
SmackDown. The Andre Battle Royal is going to be on there.
WrestleMania SmackDown,
WrestleMania
WrestleMania Raw,
SmackDown.
WrestleMania Dynamite was last night.
Yeah.
So
WrestleMania Rampage is
Yeah,
coming on
yeah.
after that, but it's up against WrestleMania, the WWE Hall of Fame.
I'll probably watch the Hall of Fame this year. Just Taker.
I can't.
It'll be on the same time as I'll watch it on
can't
Peacock
stand
later.
the Hall
See,
of
that
Fame.
used to be one of
I
my
can't
favorite
stand it.
things. Like when I had the network, I used to like to watch the Hall of Fame.
And
So-
and the Bellas are super excited to hear Vader's speech.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I cringed when I read
Someone's
that.
like, no, she means
ugh.
she wants to hear the stories. No, she doesn't.
I'm gonna guess it's
No.
gonna be his son, Jesse. White,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
was in
The only
WrestleMania.
thing is, listen, I'm happy.
I'm excited to see the Steiners.
Yeah.
They're gonna give Rick a
you
mic.
have to call.
Scott, I mean,
Scott-
Scott will be fine.
You have to call him Braun Steiner then when he gets to the main roster, right?
You would think. I liked
like-
I liked Rex Steiner. I thought
Yeah,
it was
Rex
a good-
Steiner's a great name, but
I
like,
got rid of it like the last second.
here's Braun Breaker. His dad's a Steiner. His uncle's Steiner. Why is his last name not Steiner? Well, because they're not his real dad. I don't.
Yeah,
It makes
yeah.
no sense.
I will say that it is awesome to see Vader go in, but it does suck that
Yeah, they could have
we
did it
petitioned when he
yeah,
was still fucking
Should have
alive.
done it. It's long overdue. And then an hour after that ROH show happens, the Impact show we're talking about, where Deonna Purrazzo will be, is going to be happening, and it is the multiverse of matches. The Good Brothers against the Briscoe Brothers. So I don't know how maybe the Briscoes are going on first on Ring of Honor because they got to
Yeah.
get out of there
Yeah.
and go to Impact. Eddie Edwards against Tomohiro Ishii, Chris Sabin and Jay White. Deonna Purrazzo is she calls it the Champ Challenge because she's the Ring of Honor champion and the AAA
AAA.
champion. So she'll have an open challenge, and whoever she's wrestling gets to pick what title they challenge for. Ultimate X match with Trey Miguel, Chris Bay, Vincent, Rich Swann, Willie Mack, and Jordan Grace.
How crazy would it be? Unlikely, possibly,
Mhm.
but just maybe to show there's some camaraderie, like some working relationship there.
Cahoots.
The winner of Willow and fucking just shows up and be like,
Yeah.
I have a title for you.
That would be fun. That would be fun. You'd have to really coordinate the times
Yeah, if you have two,
because they're in two
matches.
different venues too.
If they go early, it won't
Yeah.
happen, but that would be a dope way to do it. Because then I'm like, oh my God, they were just at ROH, now they're at Impact. And you're like, wait a second, is there? Because the whole Impact's doing this whole storyline where the ROH people are kind of invading.
Well, but they don't they're not supposed to represent Ring of Honor because they're called Honor No More.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it would
okay.
be,
And that was Tony Khan didn't have anything to do with that stuff.
Oh,
yeah, but it would kind of show like, oh, maybe that even though he bought it, maybe he's still interested in some of the people that are there.
I'm sure he is if they're not under Impact deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also have Alex Shelley and here's that name again, Speedball Mike Bailey, maybe the guy who could get the most work this week.
Him and Murder Grandpa are killing it.
Yeah. Josh Alexander and Jonah against Moose and PCO.
Mm.
That'll be fun. And then an interesting match here, a battle of husbands and wives. Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona against Mickey James and Nick Aldis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that show sounds pretty good.
No Ace Austin on that show.
What is that, the
Um,
better show?
No, yeah, he's gonna. No, that's tonight. Yeah, Ace Austin not booked. It looks like.
That sucks.
although-
He's another one that I love. I
although-
love him, but fucking Impact music. You hyped him up to be your next fucking thing. He's gonna be your youngest champion, and then you just fucking
Yeah, but right after that show, well, that was. But he wasn't going to be the champion because they didn't put him over in that match. So,
exactly. That's
yeah,
what I'm
he's not.
saying. Like, but the whole time they're like, he could be Impact's youngest champion.
Well, yeah, because they're trying to sell a match.
Yeah.
You're trying to sell a match. That's,
hate it.
I know you hated the guy you liked didn't win.
Yes, I know.
I
I'm
know.
fucking spoiled.
At least he's admitting it.
he will
so.
be on the other Impact show at midnight. They're doing one of those Impact provincial or
Oh,
provincial.
I'd rather be on that
wrestling
one.
Yeah, and he'll be on there because I forget what they call him. The last because him and
Oh, just like the 80s.
Yeah.
him and
Ricky Razor or something.
Rip
like that.
Razor, I think was his
Rip
name.
Razor.
Because him and Glam Gia, I think she's called Gia Miller in Impact. They are like these 1980s like punks, and they slit Rhino's throat on the last one. because he's Frank the Butcher. He beats Ace, and Ace just goes behind him and like literally slits his throat.
Did he blood packet it?
Yeah. No, he really slit his throat.
No, I'm saying,
died.
did he just
I know
like fall? But did they actually do a blood packet?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think they probably just cut. It was a pre-tape. This is actually gonna be a live one with a crowd.
I love that Impact does that.
Yeah.
And at midnight, midnight's the 1 o'clock hour time. Part 2 of Joey Janela's Spring Break is on Saturday and the Sunday. It'll actually like be 1 o'clock Sunday morning. This is starting here. Chris Dickinson against Matt Cardona. Oh, that's night 2. That's not tonight. Chris Dickinson with Missy Hyatt against Matt Cardona with
Chelsea Green.
Minoru Suzuki and Effie. Murder Grandpa against Effie.
So cool.
I know Effie kind of likes being choked, but maybe not being choked by Minoru. Mike Bailey and PCO.
You ever see Effie do that?
No.
So Effie, when he starts getting choked, he's like, he starts licking his lips and he's all revved up, and they're like, what the fuck? And they push him away. Yeah.
Biff Busick, the former
Oni
Lorcan against Tony Deppen on Spring Break. And then the greatest clusterfuck battle royal. There's only a few matches on the show because the clusterfuck's going to be probably an hour plus.
Yeah.
They only have a few people announced, but I think usually have like 40, 50 people in this thing, and it could be anybody could be in this thing. And here, and we're going to kind of show you.
We should live stream that. Like, not
I'm gonna be asleep
at 3 a.m. 4 a.m.
Well, I'll stay up.
I'm gonna be asleep. This is the one I am probably gonna get this one just so I can watch it in the morning.
Yeah.
You have my pick to win it all. My dear close personal friend Maven is in this match.
Yeah.
Jimmy Wang Yang is in this match.
Sean Ross Sapp is in it.
Yes. Jazzy Yang, Shazza McKenzie, Nasty Leroy, Kevin Matthews, Edith Surreal. Lord Adrian, who's one of the Walmart guys.
How many? Oh yeah, how many?
And Sean Ross Sapp, like the guy, Fightful.com, Sean Ross Sapp, the reporter, is in the greatest clusterfuck.
How many people did they announce? How many it's going to go to?
You never know.
Yeah, it's
what's the most they ever did?
I think I think the one they did in New York was like 40 some odd people, and then the ending was just a bunch of women rushed the ring.
Yeah, and they beat him up.
Beat up everybody.
Oh, like Alley Cat and stuff.
Yeah,
she was still Alley Cat at the time.
Yeah, and because that was like everybody knew that night the women were main eventing. It was like the first time women were main eventing WrestleMania, so the women took over the clusterfuck too. Yeah. And that one they had like Crime Time was in it, Mantar was in it, NWO Sting was in it. The lead singer of the band Wheatus was in it.
Yeah, so anyone can go out in a battle.
Literally anybody could be in this battle royal.
I want our podcast to be big enough that we can.
I do not want to be in a battle royal.
You don't want to get tossed out?
No.
Tony, that's all you.
I'll get tossed out once. By Header.
There you go.
Tony's in. And the Header comes out and clotheslines me out.
And yeah, then Impact Provincial Wrestling Federation.
Dislocate everything on the way down.
WWE has some shows too. Yeah. NXT Stand and Deliver. You have
which is rumored that might be Ciampa's last match.
Oh, NXT, and then I'll go to main roster and do.
Yeah, he kind of did the farewell pro. They're yelling, "Please don't go at him."
Yeah,
and then he gets beat up by Tony D'Angelo.
I don't think it's gonna be too good.
Hey, I'm Tony D'Angelo. And he has this high voice, and he's from Buffalo, so he has like the Buffalo lilt, and he's acting like he's supposed to be from like the South Side or like North Jersey or something.
Long Island or something.
So it's like NXT version of
that's how
Jimmy Conway. Jimmy Conway.
Yeah, but I think this guy really is Italian, but he's just like he's a guy from Buffalo.
He just seems like an old gimmick.
Somebody I think it might have been Brian Last from the Cornette podcast is like NXT now is basically like the gimmick wise, it's just like glow with men.
Yeah,
like it's that silly. It's that silly.
I mean, Nikki's there, so
yeah. This past Wednesday for NXT, WrestleMania NXT, Notorious Mimi debuted.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
She lost to the girl that everybody's like goes nuts over.
Nikita
Lyon.
Nikita.
Yeah, I forget.
Her name's like Sloan something. Like
Sloan. Yeah,
that's a stupid name.
Yeah, it's like Sloan.
But she's not really established yet, so come back with a different name.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might like repackage her.
Her strikes look dope though. She can actually legit throw strikes. Like
she's only 18, but she's been wrestling for 4 years.
Yeah, how about that?
She's been doing like karate and kickboxing and everything like that. Like she looks like a fucking comic book character girl. Yeah. Like she's just like thick everywhere, but she's super athletic. Yeah. Like very athletic.
It's a good signing.
Dolph Ziggler defending the NXT title against Braun Breaker. excuse me, a 4-way for the women's title. You have Mandy Rose, Cora Jade, Io Shirai, and Kaylee Ray.
Tyler, I didn't miss your other one. I'm just waiting until we get to your.
There's just too much wrestling.
No, he has.
Made it.
I asked people in the chat to put in what their match they're
Yeah.
excited for. I didn't ignore it. I'm just getting to it. But he said he confirmed it's his last show on NXT on Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
which means he's losing.
Yeah.
Um,
And then he's gonna go to the main roster where he'll really lose.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
maybe
then,
they'll put a mask on him like they did Killer.
Maybe.
and then he'll be
Maybe he'll probably get a different name. I'll probably be like
Joe.
Tommy Ciampa or something.
Yeah.
Tommy
Just
Entertainment.
Ciampa.
That he was called him when Johnny Gargano was Johnny Wrestling. He was calling himself Tommy Entertainment.
There you go.
Yeah. He'll just be Tom.
Just Tommy.
You never know.
Yeah, Butch.
He might be a lumberjack.
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
know?
he's
Yeah,
got a
wait.
big
He'll be the
beard.
new Repo Man.
That-
Yes.
maybe.
Wait, you can't replace Repo Man. It's like we tried to do a new Diesel, new Razor. There's something.
He's
that's
gonna be
so
the new
iconic, you
Repo
can't
Man,
do it again.
and we're gonna be like, "That's Ciampa, right?" And he's like, "No, he's clearly wearing a mask. That's
Yeah.
the Repo Man. The beard and everything's still there."
You've never seen him before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've never seen.
You're gonna
Butch.
meet Repo Man.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet Repo
Think
Man.
about it.
At-
Think about
Who
it.
was Repo Man?
Think about it. Think about it. They had an
Oh, fucking Hamburg.
Blacktop Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet the Blacktop Bully,
Chip Fair, whatever it was.
Mr. Hole in One.
Yeah.
No, Chip Ferrer was a different guy. He was just Barry Darso
Right,
at that
Darcy,
point.
Can you be
Hole in
like-
Darso?
Can you just be like, "Can you sign this as Repo Man, please?"
Sure, if he won.
I'm sure he would. But he was going to be called Stuart Payne because there was a golfer named Payne Stewart,
Yeah.
but then the golfer died.
Are you gonna wear your Repo Man shirt that day?
I may.
I might wear my demolition.
that shirt is a little big on me. Is the only problem.
Yeah.
I've kind of gotten a little too small for that shirt.
I have my demolition sketch drawing, and I want them to sign it.
Oh yeah, you got a custom
Yeah.
print, right?
Yeah.
And then so you have Mandy Rose, Cora Jade, Io Shirai, and Kaylee Ray for the women's title. The tag titles: Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel defending against the Creed brothers and MSK. Ladder match for the North American title with Carmelo Hayes, Santos Escobar, Solo Sikoa, Grayson Waller, and Cameron Grimes won the 3-way to get the last spot. Because it was Cameron Grimes, Roddy Strong, and A-Kid for the last spot, and Carmelo Hayes is a champion. And he's on commentary like, who would you like to wrestle? He's like, well, I'd like to wrestle a kid
Yeah.
because his name's A-Kid.
Which is a terrible name.
An LA Knight versus Gunther.
Oh.
Gunther.
Terrible name, but still could be a great match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Walter.
Yeah.
You don't like LA Knight?
LA Knight can talk.
Yeah. He can talk. Be like Drake.
You don't like him as a wrestler?
He's
All right. He's not awful.
He'd be a great main roster wrestler.
Yeah, he'd be.
Right.
He's
exactly what they want.
I'm trying to think-
Body, he can talk. I mean, he's like Miz. He's not gonna
Yeah.
like blow you away and have a 5-star match, but he's not gonna have
Yeah,
a
he's-
match.
I watched
He's
those.
not inept.
I watched
Yeah.
those WWE Evils.
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty good.
They
Yeah.
sounded good.
The Miz one was really good.
Good.
I didn't realize.
I have not watched them protest because they didn't do one about Kai and Tai.
And they were evil.
They were.
Indeed.
I watched the
Um,
Roman one a little bit after
yeah, it
Raw
wasn't-
the other night.
They weren't bad at
Yeah.
all.
Hmm.
Effie's Big A brunch is going to be at 12 o'clock our time. And that's going to be
Could you
Effie.
imagine wrestling that late.
No, noon.
No,
12 noon.
Oh.
That late, yeah. Especially that clusterfuck going on at like 3 in the morning.
You're like
Well, the worst was the one in
Philly.
when they did New York.
yeah, 'cause they waited
because-
after ROH show.
Yeah, they had to.
ROH New
It
Japan.
was supposed to start at midnight, but the ROH show ran so long. The ROH New Japan show, The Garden, a lot of people had tickets for both, so they didn't go on. They didn't start that show until about 2 in the morning.
Ooh.
So it went until about like 4:30 in the morning. Like, and it wasn't a time difference. It was still like New Jersey time. The show
Yeah.
was in Jersey because all the people were taking the train from Manhattan to Jersey City. They had to wait for them so they could see
Yeah.
the show.
But
But
it was cool of them to at least do that as a promoter. Like, oh shit, we have to actually like.
they also didn't have an empty building.
Yeah.
Effie is going to be. This is 12 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. Effie and Pimpernel Escarlata, Dark Sheik and Paro, Maxie Impaler and Edith Surreal, Keita Murray and Bill Brown, Ali Ketch and Dango,
Mm.
Dirty Dango. Yeah, that's Effie's Big Gay Brunch 4. And that's for there are other like smaller shows. Mission Pro Wrestling, which is Thunder Rosa's company, they're doing a show on Saturday. But those are the big ones, and then obviously the whole reason this is a thing is WrestleMania.
2 nights.
2 nights again.
2 nights.
The most stupendous.
Oh, the most stupendous.
Tyler said in the chat, yeah, Edge versus Styles.
Edge versus Io Shirai.
Edge versus Io
That's gonna
Shirai.
be an interesting
Edge
match.
versus AJ should be the match for the match of the weekend for WWE shows at least.
Yes, I
Sure.
agree.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
That and Briscoe's.
Briscoes and FTR.
Yeah.
Like that. What match am I the most excited for? Briscoes and FTR.
Yeah, and
Any show of the weekend. That's the show.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
then
I want to
My
see.
number 2 would probably be AJ and Edge. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not very interested in WrestleMania at all. It's like that and like 2 other matches, and the rest I'm like, don't care.
I feel if
I
if
would
they
like
don't
one
do a
night.
span finisher match,
Yeah.
I feel like Rock and Brock. Yeah, Rock and Brock. Rock,
Brock?
Roman and
Are you okay?
Brock. I know. I think I'm dying.
Are you
Roman
having a
and
stroke right now.
yeah, Roman and Brock can actually. I think if they let them go,
Yeah, that's
they
what-
can do some
out
fun
of,
shit.
like,
They had a great match at 30. That's where
Yeah.
the whole Suplex City thing
Yeah.
started.
out of 5 matches I want
31
to see.
now.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
Becky and Bianca. Like to watch that.
It's just that we've
Charlotte and
seen it.
Ronda for the site.
yeah.
The thing with Brock and Roman is we've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first match ever that is the main event of 3 different WrestleManias.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
Seth
it's
did a cash
interesting
in
to
on
see
one.
how the crowd's going to react because obviously everyone Roman they cheer Roman now because they like him as a heel,
Yeah.
but Brock is just so over as a
Yeah, I
baby
think
face.
everyone will be behind Brock.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see.
And they did tinker with the what's on what night. So this is what it is for now. Obviously,
could
it could change. You have night 1. It is going to be the Mysterios against the Miz and Logan Paul.
Don't care.
Doesn't do anything for me.
No.
They're trying to get on Access Hollywood by having Logan Paul in a wrestling
Yeah.
match.
Hey.
I like the Miz. I like Mysterio.
Speaking of, I don't care. Drew McIntyre is wrestling Happy Corbin.
No one cares.
No.
Yeah,
Poor Drew. From world
Yes.
champion
Yeah,
to this.
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 I mean, poor Corbin. They
I know,
had
Drew was
they had him
world
as
champion.
a
Yeah.
different character, but they were pushing him like crazy and making him like a on-screen presence. Like he was getting decent wins. He's just happy.
this
yeah,
character is awful.
it's just a not
awful.
yeah.
And then you have the Usos defending the SmackDown Tag Team titles against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. I do like Rick Boogs. I think he could be a star.
I think
Yeah.
yeah,
They're
Be
just
a
not a
big
good. I don't
star.
think they're
If
a
he
good tag team, but I don't watch the
Yeah.
product
yeah.
enough.
If he wasn't goofy,
How about
Yeah.
like, as goofy, I should say.
Nakamura couldn't get a match as an intercontinental champion, but fucking he's getting a title shot with Rick Boogs.
Yeah.
and I think they're gonna win the belts.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, has Nakamura been a tag team champion yet?
I don't think so. Not,
Fuck it, I'll go for it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Usos had it so many
yeah,
times.
Yeah, they won't.
Let's see what Boogs does as a fucking champion, baby.
Shouldn't have cut the hair though. Like,
No,
Yeah.
should have kept the hair. Yeah.
And then you have the New Day, Woods and Kingston against Sheamus and Ridge Holland
I forgot
with
about this.
Butch.
uh,
With Butch in their corner. Why would you have Pete Dunne not wrestle?
yeah,
And have Ridge Holland wrestle?
that makes no sense at all.
Pete Dunne can't wrestle.
Why would you have?
Pete Dunne, yeah, because Pete Dunne died.
Pete
Yeah.
Dunne's dead.
Why would you not?
I don't
have,
even think a guy named Pete Dunne ever
You know,
existed.
this Butch guy, he might not even know how to wrestle.
I got it. They have to separate. They have to separate Butch from Sheamus and Rich Holland. Move him to Raw, and then you bring up Tommaso Ciampa, and he can be Luke,
There you go.
and they're the new Bushwhackers.
They'd be the whack bushers.
Yes.
The whack Busher.
No, wait, no, because Butch is British. They can be the Tallywhack.
Oh, there you go.
There it is. I think we booked it.
Because no one knows Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, I mean, and no one knows the
That
guy who
watches
held
Raw.
the North American Championship for as long as he
UK
did.
title, yeah.
The UK title.
Well,
for-
actually, nobody knows anything about that.
Yeah.
Do you know who the UK champion is right now?
not right now. No,
No one does.
Is it the fucking Dragunov dude?
Dragunov. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who the women's champion is in the UK?
No.
I don't even know
Is
the
it
tag.
Kaylee Ray still?
No, it's Miko Satomura.
Oh wow.
I believe. I could be wrong on that.
No idea.
I have no idea what the tag champions are because
Oh yeah, Nakamura was tag team champions with Cesaro.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
really?
right.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's
I would
WWE
love-
is very
Nakamura.
forgettable.
I would
It's
love to
very
see that
forgettable.
team anywhere but WWE.
Nakamura and Cesaro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great team. Not in WWE.
That's like Scott Hall and Mr. Perfect. team.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like why didn't we
I
get that
would-
tag team ever
Yeah, I
again?
would love to see Razor and Mr. Perfect tag together.
Yeah.
And Seth freaking Rollins
Mm.
against TBA. No one knows.
So who is it? Who's your prediction?
Well, everyone, the money's on Cody, but what if it's not?
What if it's not?
So if it's not Cody,
Meltzer said he's like, I don't believe this, but people close to Cody think he's going to back out. I don't know if he's officially signed like pen to paper yet. He's like, I don't believe this to be the case, but Meltzer said like people close to Cody think he's going to not do it.
Is it Shane? Because that the rumors are saying the
It's
Shane
Shane?
show up.
Shane.
Shane is in Dallas.
Well, it at least makes sense for the story. Because why would Vince get Cody? Storyline wise. It makes no sense. And they said on Jim Cornette's podcast, you're like, Seth is such a goofball. If Cody wins, he beat a goofball. Who cares? If Seth beats Cody looks like an asshole.
Yeah.
He came over here. There's no winning.
I think it will be Cody.
I mean, if it's Cody and Cody wins,
So
I think that's what will.
they're saying Cody, or they're saying a returning fucking Elias.
No, it's not going to be Elias.
That's one of the rumors.
Elias is probably going to get fired soon.
that's what I would think because he looks too much like Macho Man. Even though Elias looks exactly like Seth Rollins.
Remember Seth
Think
Rollins?
about that for a
Seth Rollins, Tony Nese, and fucking they're like Pokemon evolutions of each other.
So how can one guy not look like Macho Man, but the guy he looks just like doesn't look like Macho Man?
Well,
that doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, you know who WWE likes to turn to if they're behind the 8 ball and they need somebody.
here comes
Goldberg.
Goldberg
versus Seth.
I honestly,
Vince might be calling Undertaker.
I almost.
Well, with the way they hate Seth, I don't know who they would cheer for
Seth
now anymore.
Rollins.
Because
What if it's? What if it's? John Cena comes down.
I would like it if it's
That
John
would be
Cena.
fine, yeah.
John Cena comes
Yeah.
down, squashes Seth Rollins.
What
I'd
if
be-
it's Repo Man?
I'd be fine with John Cena coming out and squashing Seth Rollins because this character fucking sucks. It's awful.
You really want to
terrible.
piss
Just
off the
go back
fans?
to being like the
Yeah.
douchebag after he broke up with the Heat or with the Shield. Just go back to being that Seth
Just
Rollins.
they're doing this. Seth Rollins trying to be the Joker,
This
where he laughs at everything all the time.
He
Yeah, but
sucks.
It's not working.
awful.
It's go away.
Yeah.
Like, get off my television.
Yeah,
You know.
Just
And he's so
awful.
talented.
Yeah, he's a great
So
wrestler.
Yeah,
fucking good.
that's the sad part.
I
Yeah.
don't know if it's not Cody Rhodes. I don't. Who else would it be?
How would WWE how would
Bailey.
WWE fans justify if it's not like
Anybody besides Cody is going to get shit on.
Yeah, I don't. Who could come back?
Oh.
John Cena would be like, okay,
Unless
John
it's like
Cena.
The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you're in the chat, who are your if it's not Cody, who would you think? Who do you think and who would you want it to be, or who's like your funny pick? Like give
I
us
think
one.
they even have a
Shawn
Twitter-
Michaels.
They even have a Twitter account for the vacant position. It's WWE vacant, and
Oh,
it
yeah,
keeps
that-
chirping.
Yeah, that Vacant is the most decorated wrestler in history of wrestling. He's like a Vacant is like a 43-time world champion.
Yeah.
I don't. Who do you pick? I don't.
So
I kind of don't want it to be Cody.
The spit in everyone's face. I want to be somebody that's just like wow, wow.
Shane McMahon would be the want
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you hear like here comes the money.
I would do it just to like they did when Becky came back and beat Bianca for the title when it was like, oh, it's Carmella.
They don't
Like,
do it.
oh.
They don't do the fake music enough. I love the fake. When Kevin just recently did a Stone Cold, I know I
Yeah.
got shit on because they've done it before. It was fucking hilarious. When the Miz did it as The Rock.
Kevin Owens is a great guy to do that.
Yeah, when the Miz did it as The Rock. When Dolph Ziggler did it as Undertaker, and he comes in and goes,
Oh yeah.
he goes Undertaker twice in 1 year. Haha, the 90s.
Yeah. It's Dolph Ziggler. That's who's gonna wrestle there.
Honestly, Dolph Ziggler and Seth
maybe,
would put a great fucking match on.
Maybe Braun gets the call up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, maybe it's a call up.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's Gable Steveson.
Oh yeah, a lot of people have been saying that.
Ciampa
First match.
call up.
Yeah, probably.
His name is Luke.
That'd be great.
And then the two main matches here are the women's matches. You have Becky Lynch defending against Bianca Belair for the Raw title. And
Both women's matches are going on the first night.
yeah, both women's
And they're
title
saying
matches.
that Becky
Wow.
versus Bianca
That's
may
a-
be the first match.
That's a bad move.
And then Charlotte and Ronda for the SmackDown women's title.
I would have put them each at a different
Yeah.
night.
See, they're
Different night.
I would like to watch those matches. The Ronda one, it's going to be interesting because it seems like she's not as good as she was.
Yeah, she should really be
I
the
don't
heel.
know. They showed some behind the scenes stuff for her and Shayna working.
Uh huh.
It looked good.
Oh, sure. The training montage
Yeah.
looks good.
Yeah, you can always edit and
Yeah.
perfect that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then the actual main event of the show is the KO show with Steve Austin as the night one main event
Mhm.
officially.
Does Kevin Owens get any offense in?
Yeah, he beats
Yeah.
him up a little bit, throws him in the corner, does the mud hole stomp into Austin. Then he taunts. He goes to get the beer, comes back in. Austin comes back. They're back and forth a little bit, and then he goes. For
So
the
you're
stun
saying
on
there's back and
Austin.
forth here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no. Don't expect slams and fucking suplexes. I'm talking punches and kicks.
Yeah.
And then
Something
finally,
simple.
Austin gets him with the Thez press. He can do that, and then stuff.
Do you think this is Stone Cold feeling out the waters to see if he has one more legit match left?
No.
No.
They wanted a match and he said no.
Yeah.
Because everything they've always put in
You
him.
can feel out the waters training, and then I can do a match or I can't
And
do a match.
Maybe when he's all done, he says maybe he can do one, but I don't think so.
Because I know he's always said he wanted to get that Brock one back.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
He never wrestled Brock.
Yeah.
Well, he was supposed to.
Yeah, and and they want him to lose. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, but they always he even said like they've always teased it on the podcast.
Steve
and
Austin 2022 versus Brock Lesnar. No.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna wrestle Brock.
Not a wise decision.
No, I don't think so either. But it'd be interesting. Yeah, it's fun to have him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna stay. I mean,
No,
19 years since his last match. He's still in good shape. But I mean, it's different when you're getting slammed around.
Mhm.
I mean, especially if you've been slammed around for 19 years.
Right.
I mean, training's different. But we'll see. But don't expect a match.
And yeah, for one thing, like when they were saying about Kurt Angle, I think it was Kurt Angle. One of the doctors looked at him and said, "You have the second worst neck I've ever seen," and the first was Steve Austin.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
His was that bad.
yeah.
From the pile driver.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then just
Years
years
of
of wear and tear
Wow.
too. And then night 2,
I didn't appreciate him as much as I should have when he was in there. I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I just was like, once again, I was a fucking super mark, Shawn Michaels mark and all that, and DX and stuff. And I was just like, Stone Cold, he's fun. And then I fell in love with The Rock, and then going back and watching him like the ECW match and seeing him.
He was like a legend in our household. Stone Cold, we revolved around Stone Cold. Me and Dad, we loved him.
Just so fucking good. Just so fucking good. I didn't really take in as a kid how much the
stunning Steve Austin was very.
And his run wasn't even that long. Like if he didn't get hurt.
Jen hanging out with us says hey, and she says Silas also says hello, the new baby.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
Silas Young from ROH.
There it is.
The last real baby.
Yeah, the last one.
But yeah, just so the way the crowd, those 90s, that the 2000s crowd was, it was just, it's crazy.
I remember the first time I really felt the magic with Austin live. There was a show at the Spectrum, and it was before they used to do a show at the Spectrum in Philly the day of the Super Bowl, like at 1:00 in the afternoon. It's like, come see WWF and then go home and watch the Super Bowl. Like they probably did because Eagles sucked back then. And like, Eagles are never going to be in the Super Bowl. We'll run a show in Philly. And so this one time was right before Austin won the title. It was like that January, February. And the main event was a 6-man tag. It was the Nation of Domination. I think it was The Rock for sure. I think it was like Farouk and Kama against Austin, Cactus Jack, and Chainsaw Charlie, which is Terry Funk. And the crowd was nuts.
That's like that Canadian Stampede pay-per-view.
Yeah.
No wrestler, and it wasn't a long run. No wrestler was as hot at one point in time as Steve Austin was in like 1998,
Like,
1999.
so obviously generation wise,
Not Hogan, not The Rock, not
you
John
guys
Cena,
have a little bit of,
nobody.
I mean, Hogan is a little, like, I was young when Hogan was there, but I wouldn't consider him my childhood wrestler. Like he was there, he got me started, but I would say like the Attitude Era is definitely like my childhood. That's when like you're old enough to really understand it and you're into it. Like that's when I would consider, like I feel like you're
For me, it's totally Hogan.
Yeah, I mean,
like
Hogan, Macho Man.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
Moyer.
like they definitely got the ball rolling for me. But I mean, like
It's-
I think the height of my wrestling
It's
stardom
probably
was,
when you find wrestling, like when you say your childhood. So it's probably
Yeah.
when you,
like I found
6 to,
wrestling
like,
with
13.
Hogan and that whole generation. But growing up,
You
and
mean
then,
like the one that really lit your fire for it?
yeah, so like for me, like Washington, obviously I seen, like I was young enough to be around for like the Super Bowl and all that stuff, but then like really fell in love with like that 2000 team because that's when I was like old enough to like stat
Understand.
read and
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
everything. So I would say the Attitude Era is definitely my, so like Stone
lot
Cold,
of people,
Rock,
yeah.
Sean are definitely my, that's my
Yeah.
Well, we
Hogan.
were like pre-teens when that was rolling around.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I would definitely give that other
Probably
generation.
like when you're
the
when
other
you're-
that for me childhood
Yeah.
that's still Hogan, Macho Man.
I
'Cause
think
I
it's-
can remember being real little. Mean Gene Okerlund, like,
Yeah.
like
when you're like
that's what I
12,
remember the
that's
most.
probably like the stuff you get.
yeah,
I mean,
and
I was-
by the time I'm 12, that's Attitude Era's full swing.
Yeah, by the time
Yes.
I'm 12, it was Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, but I was already
Yeah.
locked in.
Ric
Yeah.
Flair was winning the world title at Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, I was totally locked in with the old stuff like Hogan and all that,
Mhm.
but I like, and I still like give that credit, but I also I have more of that affinity to.
Well, I think that Attitude Era reignited a lot of people to wrestling. It drew a lot more people.
It
drew
didn't matter for
people
me at that point. I was already
were,
still.
that were
I-
half in, half out.
I kind of picked it up when I was 4 and I never stopped. So
Yeah.
like
I didn't stop until high school. For me, I was
Yeah.
full in until high
some
school,
people do, and then some people don't.
and then I fell off, and I became a big mixed martial arts fan. But yeah, but we've talked about that 1,000 times. But yeah, like Hogan definitely is, but I would always say my generation is definitely like the Rock and Austin and Shawn Michaels. Like that's when I was.
Whenever you're aware enough of, it's time for wrestling, I'm gonna put it on. That's
Yep.
Yes.
what you
And I think that's where it was like for me. Started watching Raw and stuff.
Mhm.
By the time Raw and stuff was on, and
But,
WCW.
like when you know, oh, it's 9:00.
Yes,
Monday.
that's
See,
why.
for me, for that, I was 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it was Macho Man. It was when Macho Man was a champion. It was 88.
I didn't like the old stuff. I'd have to wait for a friend of ours who had a black box to record the night of the pay-per-view, and then I would get the tape off them later on that week.
I'm not even talking about pay-per-views. Like the show that really hooked me was Primetime Wrestling.
Yeah, Monday nights.
And we would get that was around 88 was around the time my family got a VCR where you could actually record off the TV.
Mhm.
So we would record Primetime Wrestling. And then I would watch
And then you
Superstars on Saturday
hope
morning.
to find superstars.
Yes.
It's like 11 or 12.
Or back then, the fun thing would just flip around on the channels. Oh, I found wrestling.
yeah, that because you didn't
Like
understand.
I would find World Class on ESPN or the AWA on ESPN
a wrestling
or
challenge. That was
Wrestling
the-
Challenge or
Yeah,
WCW
that's what I knew.
Worldwide.
Like, all right, Mondays is Raw.
Yeah, when you're aware of, when you're old enough to know at this certain time wrestling.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
when
and
you're
for me,
old
it
enough to be
was-
aware of the day of like today's wrestling day.
Yeah,
Like imagine being a kid now. You're like today's
It's
wrestling day.
All the, if I
Today's
had a
wrestling
network,
day.
I would.
Today's
I would.
wrestling day.
Yeah.
I would know every single thing ever.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
do know every single thing.
I would have started at the beginning of the
You
network
do.
and finished it.
Yeah.
I've done the network.
Yeah.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
watch it all
we're
over again.
we're pushing an hour 40 here, so let's get through
yeah, let's
night 2.
finish up night 2 here. Queen Zelina and Carmella defending the women's tag titles against Sasha and Naomi, Rhea and Liv Morgan, and Natalia and Shayna Baszler.
I think we new champ.
I would
Rhea
put them on
and
Rhea
Liv.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rhea. Remember when I said before, man, Liv's getting this huge push, but there's so many people there and so many people coming back. I feel like she's gonna shuffle.
Yeah.
Took her and Rhea and smashed them together into a makeup tag team.
I mean, it's still kind of getting shuffled.
yeah.
It makes sense because you could put a title on them and you can have
Yeah.
them on
It's a
screen
let's
together.
get some women on the card match.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly what
And
it
they
is.
have fallen. They went from possibly getting title shots to Ronda's back, Bailey's coming back, Asuka's coming back.
Yeah.
And
Maybe Asuka against Seth Rollins.
Bi- Bi-
Yeah.
That would
Bianca,
actually be really good.
I want to see Oscar beat the hell out of Seth
Bianca's there, so we're gonna take probably 2 of our future, and instead of putting them in the title pictures now, we're gonna put them in a tag team and put them as champions for a while.
Do.
Yeah. Anything goes match. Johnny Knoxville against Sami Zayn.
Oh God.
Go get something to eat.
There'll be a lot of bells and whistles.
It's
and
the
smoke and
popcorn
mirrors
break.
and stuff.
Mhm.
Honestly, I'm excited to watch it. I think it's gonna be fun.
Yes, I don't care at all.
If you had to watch the Jake Paul
Oh, God.
or the Johnny Knoxville,
If somebody was strapping you to a chair and you had to
oh,
watch
it's
one,
Ray and Dominic. I read Sami Zayn because I like Sami Zayn.
yeah,
How's
Sami Zayn being goofball with Johnny
And
Knoxville.
I bet there'll be other jackass people will do like crazy bums.
Run-ins,
things like
yeah.
that. Steve-O will get like.
What if one of the
through.
Jackass guys runs in as El Generico?
That'd be great.
Nobody will get it.
No,
No.
get it.
Oh, I would get it. Andy would get it.
Yeah, none of the WWE people.
Yeah. I always thought they were going to do like a Midnight Rider thing with him with El Generico.
Yeah, they should have.
When Kevin Owens got fired the one time, I'm like, is Kevin Owens going to be El Generico? That would have been great.
How many times has he gotten on screen, story wise, fired?
A lot.
Like I think 3-4 times. Yeah.
And then everybody assumed he was leaving, and he didn't.
Yeah.
And then you have the other kind of celebrity match, even though he's more experienced, Pat McAfee and Austin Theory.
That one
Should
might
be
be
good.
pretty
I think it should be a good match. It's Austin Theory, who is pretty much could possibly be your next Adam Cole.
Yeah, he could be if
Yeah.
they push him.
And if he was,
Well, he beat Ricochet in
Yeah.
a minute.
Who
Yeah.
hasn't?
Yeah.
I beat Ricochet yesterday.
Yeah.
poor Ricochet,
That's how you win the
he's
Intercontinental
not, even
title
getting
now.
he's not even getting a fucking match. At
You get
WrestleMania.
the belt when you
Well-
lose.
Well, yes, he is. He's getting a match at WrestleMania SmackDown.
Yeah.
Oh,
is.
well,
So it's
then-
That's the same
WrestleMania.
thing. Same
Yeah,
thing.
we just slapped the WrestleMania.
He might be in the
sticker on.
Battle Royal. The Andre. That
Is-
movie
No,
that
he's
was-
not.
Here's-
It's
here's
the same
your
night.
honorable mention.
Do you ever? They did the Battle Royal, Andre Battle Royal, and SmackDown last year. Does anybody remember who won it?
Drew.
No.
Jimmy Uso.
What?
Yeah,
That happened.
So that's kind of turning into a joke then.
it always was.
I think it started
It was
as a joke.
It never. It was never not a joke.
Remember when the women's battle royal looked like giant ovaries?
What?
I'm trying to think.
You remember the trophy?
Oh, yeah,
it looked
yeah.
like fucking ovaries.
I remember when they were calling it the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal. Like, Moolah's not really the best person.
Yeah.
And then Snickers was like, no, you're going to change his name.
Yeah.
And RK Bro, Randy Orton and Riddle defending the Raw Tag Team titles against the Street Profits and Alpha Academy.
That one might be good.
I think Street Profits might win it.
I always like to see Gable, but
Cement that heel turn.
Just
Yeah.
that persona, the on mic, the whatever, the Alpha Academy, I can't handle.
Somebody, I read someone was like, "Is he going to have to change his name again?"
Oh yeah, he's gonna change it to
Why?
Shorty
Who-
Gable.
Shorty G.
Who
Gable
likes
Steve's-
who approved that? Honest to God, a woman did not approve
Vince.
that. Yeah, no, a woman did not approve that.
Why are you showing us a picture of ovaries now?
For comparison?
Now he's gonna show a
Just in
picture
case you guys don't
of
know.
a real like.
I don't know what this guy's.
Oh.
And then we did mention it earlier. Edge and AJ Styles. Should be
Yeah,
excellent.
that's probably the one
That'll be the
that
probably,
everyone wants to see out of the two.
Yeah.
Is that the main event?
No,
No,
No.
Rock and Roman.
the main event is Bobby Lashley and Omos.
Oh
Oh, that's gonna be a great one.
Did you see what Vince Russo said about this?
no,
He was like,
Bro.
he was he was saying how like you can't really you can't have like Lashley should win, right? Like Lashley,
yeah,
he's coming back. You want to bring him back with steam. He seems like to be a baby face now. But if Omos loses, that might be the end for him.
I think so. I think you know what? Maybe that's for the best.
Yeah.
The experiment doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah.
She said that the baby loves listening to us. He fell
Oh.
asleep immediately. I don't know if that's a compliment
We're that
or
entertaining.
Hey, anytime your newborn falls asleep, it's a good thing.
yeah. So it's good
We're
for you
helping
guys.
somebody
Hope,
out.
hope nobody else is falling asleep.
Tornado
guys.
Tag Podcast. It'll help you go to sleep.
Yeah.
puts
I'll just
baby
put your
to sleep
podcast on.
all the time.
Yeah, we are NyQuil. You just put us on and we'll bore you to death. Or sleep. Sorry, not death. That's
Yeah, I
inappropriate.
hope not.
Sorry, Jen. No, whatever helps you as a mother to get your the new baby to sleep. If our soothing voices do it for him,
He's manipulating the brain waves and making them sleep.
yeah, he's gonna be like, I've been listening to you guys sleep since I'm a baby. We have enough content to last
10
in
years
this.
from now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, next match.
And then your main event of the entire WrestleMania, winner take all. It will unify the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship. I think they're going to call it the unified title after that. Brock Lesnar defending his WWE title against Universal Champion
Do
Roman
we
Reigns.
get a new title, or does he walk around with two?
You would think
Probably
they-
walks around the two for a little bit.
yeah, and then you eventually do a new title. That's what they've done every other time. Like Jericho had the two titles, and then they just had the one once Triple H won it.
like he comes out, there's a pillow in the ring, and they open the pillow,
Yeah.
they pull off the
Yeah.
curtain, and
And then they did
And
it with
it's a purple WWE title. Just think,
the red and blue together.
when they did it with Orton. They had two titles for a while.
Yeah, they did. Remember that? And then they had the match with John Cena when he won in
The
the
Money in the Bank.
Do you
yeah.
think they bring back an older design like
No,
the eagle or
'cause
anything?
they hate that, even though it's
And they put the
you
eagle
know
on
why?
the
Because
U.S.
everyone
title.
likes it.
Yeah.
That's why they hate it. It'll be an even worse title.
I feel like that the eagle is now on the U.S. title. It has no shot being on the
Probably
world
yeah.
title ever
It
again.
will look like the United States title. Ugly.
What if they go Aztec like the Intercontinental?
Oh, that one's
I think it's just going to be another
a little
title,
bit better.
Big giant W on it.
another big giant W title. That's what they all are now.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
a bunch of bling. Like Vince loves them 1990s rap cover.
Maybe they'll bring
album
back the
covers.
spinner title.
Oh, boy.
The spill.
I have a quick
God.
question, not related to
I think
WrestleMania,
Brock wins though.
but it
Really, Brock?
Yeah, I think Brock
Roman wins.
because Roman had for so long.
I think Roman keeps. I think they have a lot more planned with this.
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Brock win, but I
I-
think Roman's
I
gonna.
wouldn't be surprised either way.
So I was watching that Evil,
Mhm.
right? And this is the last thing, and then we'll go to our plugs. And the Hogan episode was on, where Hogan turns evil, obviously bad guy.
Who's the third man?
Yeah. How much? Like, all right. So if I had to give you two or three reasons, like who you would put the blame on of why WCW failed,
Mm-hmm.
where do you go to?
The people that ran it.
People that ran it.
So not Eric Bischoff, like the brass, not put money in.
Firing Eric Bischoff didn't help.
No, because it wasn't Eric Bischoff's fault.
I don't even put blame on Russo at that point.
I mean, it was already
he
kinda
didn't
going
help,
downhill.
but he was stuck in a position where the guy who was getting the most money from executives would walk, like Kevin Nash even said, like we'd walk in and have everything planned, and he'd be like, "Doesn't work for me, brother."
Mm.
So like you couldn't book shows because Hogan wouldn't play ball with anybody,
Yeah, we had to. Even at one point, Hogan was booking the whole show almost.
and it sucked.
But yeah.
Is Hulk Hogan a? Well, my question is Hulk Hogan a contributing factor of why WCW failed?
He's
Oh.
a factor. He's not
Yeah,
the
yeah,
factor.
because I mean,
In a pie chart, how much
Because
how
he's
much
the
of the
one that
pie
got
does he
him.
have?
He's the one that got him to
Like,
go up to where they
yeah.
were.
Yeah.
So I mean,
There's a good chance without Hulk Hogan, they would have closed down before they did.
Yes.
actually.
Sure, no, and I give him that credit. Like the NWO and the whole thing helped, but how much of was Hogan?
Not a lot.
I
no?
don't think it was more. No, I think it was just decisions of the management.
There's literally one guy that killed WCW.
Ted Turner.
What's his name? The guy that bought.
Shane McMahon that bought.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Jamie Kellner is
Oh,
the
yeah.
guy's name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamie Kellner was a TV executive who came in because Ted Turner was always the one that would fight to keep it alive. And when it was just Turner, he could do it. But there were a lot of mergers. So Turner merged with Time Warner. And so that diluted Ted Turner's power because he used to be the only guy in charge of the whole thing. That dilutes Ted Turner's power. So now there's a board. And, I mean, there was always a board, but Ted Turner was like, there's a board in WWE, but it's Vince's say no matter what.
Ted Turner always said, no, we're keeping the wrestling.
Because he knew that wrestling built his TV stations. Wrestling built his empire.
Yeah, that and the Brave.
Yeah. And so Time Warner gets involved, and now Ted Turner's power is diluted. And then AOL bought Time Warner. So now it's diluted even more.
What's AOL?
Yeah. So then it got devolved even more. And Ted Turner was basically out. He still had a seat on the board. He still had like a share of this, like a lot of stock, but he was
didn't
not
have much say.
He wasn't running the day-to-day anymore.
Yeah.
And so the TV executive they brought in to be in charge of WCW was a guy named Jamie Kellner. He had worked for the WB before that. And he was one of these, and there were a lot of TV executives like this. Wrestling is low rent. Wrestling is trash TV. I don't want it on my network. We're canceling Nitro. We're canceling WCW Saturday Night. No wrestling on the Turner networks. And that is what killed WCW. Because they were still getting decent ratings.
Probably their ratings at the end of Nitro was better than probably Raw gets now.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's different.
TV, the whole TV landscape is different now. Radically different. But that is why WCW died. Because Jamie Kellner canceled the TV.
Because Eric was ready to buy it, and then if they would have TV, it would have been all new, and Joey Styles would be commentary. And...
Yeah, they wanted to sign Rob Van Dam. Yeah, Eric Bischoff had a Fusient Media was the name of the company. They had a deal in place, but the deal was all.
Could you imagine if he just didn't lose his passion and he just would have somebody would have been like, Eric, you're a fucking good mind. Let's work some shit out.
Yeah, somebody
he'd have been so fucking good. But he's just he's been so beaten down by this industry. He's
again,
I don't give a fuck.
He was running Impact for a while and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
But at that point, him and Pritchard were also an Impact, and Pritchard was I hate people have been that whole Impact run. They would try to bring Pritchard, they bring in Shivani, and they're just like, I'm so fucking sick of this industry. I don't want anything to do with it.
Well, the one guy that could have maybe done something was Heyman, but he wanted points. He wanted the stake in the company.
Yeah,
which they should have gave it to him.
Yeah,
because he's not dumb.
And he wanted to build it around Danielson.
Yeah.
But that's why WCW died. There's a book called The Death of WCW.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's a very good
R.D.
book.
Reynolds, I think.
R.D. Reynolds from WrestleCrap and Brian Alvarez.
Yeah.
My understanding is Alvarez wrote a lot of it, but they both were involved.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be our WrestleMania 2022 recap. Build up for Mania weekend. We're going to do a recap next week. We'll talk Mania and the shows we were able to watch, and maybe if any big highlights happen, we'll cover those as well. Andy, what do you got to plug?
Trying to think. So I have no shows obviously this weekend.
Yeah.
There's no indies running because who would run against WrestleMania? I mean, maybe someone will come, but it's not a good idea. So no shows this weekend. I know April 9th, I'm with a show. Me and Matt Turner are wrestling. I forget the name of it. The Devotion and Desire. I forget the name. Frontier.
Look, Andy Header. He'll remember your show.
I will find that for you because
Frontier.
I actually have.
Is it New Frontier?
Brian for the rescue.
I actually have Matt Turner's Facebook up here because I was looking up the
name of the podcast.
Name of the podcast.
Oh, there you go. Frontier or something.
I'm looking for it.
I think Mastodon's on that show with Johnny Moran too. Am I right?
It might
possibly.
Be.
It's
called Devotion and Desire. I know that's the name of the show.
Where's
that? The name of the promotion up Poconos. It's on Route 80. Trout Run or something like that. I forget. I looked it up. It's about an hour and some. So we're wrestling there. I don't know. Check out the shows on the network. Check out Pool Box Pals. I don't know if they had I'm assuming they had a third and fourth episode, but they're not on Apple.
No, they're only 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Frontier Pro Wrestling.
Yes. So there.
Blue and Gold versus the Throne on April 9th.
Yeah.
Doors 5:30, bell time 6 in Tunkhannock. The Tunkhannock Township Fire Department.
Yeah, not Tunkhannock, PA, which is way up near New York.
Yeah. It's 1539 Long Pond Road in Long Pond, Pennsylvania.
Okay,
there it is.
That's wrong.
Long Pond, which is close
Brian
to the racetrack.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's not very. It's right off Route 80 or Route 80, depending on where you're from.
I say route.
Yeah,
route.
So,
by the way, I say aunt, and it's not because I'm trying to appease black people.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
My nephews call me auntie. So.
Really? I always thought that sounded hoity-toity.
Aunt.
Like common people.
You know why I say aunt?
No, I have no.
Because when I used to go to school, I'd be like, because I had a lot of aunts, and I'd be like, my aunt, and they're like, what is she, a bug? I used to get picked on by a teacher.
Oh,
so when I was young, so I switched to aunt because because she made me. She
like
she
that.
It makes
shamed me.
it
Like,
makes-
can I go to the bathroom? Oh no, can you? That's not fun.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like my teachers.
That's as funny as when someone says to you, working hard or hardly working. That's not funny.
Yeah.
It was never fun.
So I got shamed into aunt at a very young age.
Oh boy.
Which leads me into whereas I said that as I listened to Murder My Dude.
Yes, Murder My Dude. ProjectHumanoid.com is where you'll find it. We do have a new episode coming out in about 2 hours at midnight. This
Ooh.
and I'm not just saying this to promote a super fun episode. This story was so much fun. It is the story of a guy who most people knew him as Clark Rockefeller. His
That's a
mother,
good name.
his mother was a former child star who did a movie with Bogart. His father was part of the famous Rockefeller family, John D. Rockefeller's family. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, because the name of the episode is in Rockefeller's in quotes.
quotations.
This guy may have been telling a few fibs, and he may have killed a few people too. So we definitely talk about that. It is a twisty, turny story. It's a lot of fun. So you have ProjectHumanoid.com. You can check that out, or if you just go to anywhere you're finding your podcast, Murder My Dude will be there.
They do an absolutely fantastic job. It's one of my go-tos. Probably the two podcasts I listen to the most is Murder My Dude and Welcome Back.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
and obviously the Kryptonaut. Every time a
Yeah.
Kryptonaut has a new one, I jump in that one.
Did
real
we
quick.
did we listen to this one?
Yes.
The Witches.
The witch.
The witch
Curse
one.
of the witch. Because she wouldn't date or he wouldn't
Oh
date her.
yeah, I had to think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
the guy.
what?
Yeah. They play the religious music in every room and everything.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good one.
Kelly.
Truth Behind the Illusion this Tuesday. Andy is presenting the Flatwoods Monster.
Mhm.
You can check that
We're getting
out.
cryptid, baby.
Going back to West Virginia.
Going back to being
I want
cryptid.
to go to West
It's
Virginia.
Andy's Cryptic Corner. So check that out. All of our stuff is now, all of the IWEP network is
Mhm.
on Amazon podcast too.
Yeah, give us a
So,
follow. I don't think there's any review system or anything there yet.
Probably not because they just launched the whole
Are you
thing,
going to
right?
sing "Take Me Home, Country Roads"? We
Yeah,
did
yeah,
a
there
funny
we go.
show
Oh
about
my
West
god.
Virginia.
That's how you should open it.
God.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of cool stuff. The network, very, very excited.
The great thing about that song is you can hear somebody say the word Shenandoah correctly.
Chendo.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Shenandoah.
no Chendo.
Chendo.
The
Shenandoah.
Shenandoah River.
Do you ever have Shendo shrimp?
I have not.
Sheesh curls.
Oh
They're what?
god. I was
Cheese
gonna be
curls.
like, what is
Oh.
that?
You never heard of that?
No.
Shendo shrimp and it's
I
cheese
was
curls.
told to stay out of Shenandoah and Monterey City, like that area.
Welcome to the jungle, baby.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit of both.
I would agree.
I am.
Stay out.
Maybe that's why you're fun.
If only they just take Kovalenix, the local kibasi place for those listening,
See, I'm at
and put it
Lucky's.
anywhere else but there.
I like Lucky's.
Kevilanis is good, but Lucky's is also very good.
I heard Lucky's
To-
very good. I
to,
have
So
not been.
Lucky's is one of the people I believe that used to work at Kovalonics and them.
And there's also Capital too,
Proud.
which is over by the old.
Oh, that's
Acme.
terrible. I
Now
heard
we're
that.
getting
It's not
super
terrible.
local.
Isn't it?
There you go, Acme.
Yeah.
Acme.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Acme.
I used to tell him that because he thought Acme was exclusively like a Philly thing.
No, I knew it wasn't.
But I was like, no, out here,
No, it's
everything was Acme until
Acme.
Boyers bought it.
But
It was Acme
well,
and a TJ Bart's.
Some
It's
of them,
huge.
and then some became like there used to be two Acme's. What are we talking?
There was two Acme's in Shenandoah. There was one in
There's
Monte
two
City.
Pottsville. The Dollar General was an Acme,
Yeah.
and then Boyers was Acme. It still says Acme in the door.
Yeah.
But this isn't the.
This is
podcast.
Acme, my dude. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Tornado Tag Podcast. Next week we will hit the milestone of episode
150.
150.
In comic books, that's when you get like a embossed cover, a shiny cover.
Ooh, special
Yeah.
edition.
We're gonna
charge $1 extra.
if you are still here and you're watching and you're hanging out with us, we always say just go and leave us a review or follow us on all social media. If you're watching live, say something in the chat when we go to the outro music,
Get your
and
town have an Acme.
we'll post it, and we'll so you guys can have cool little things to read when you're listening to the outro music done by Billy Trey. So we love you all so much. Thank you for hanging out with us. Tornado Tag Podcast. Until next week, we're out of here.
Enjoy some wrestling.
It's WrestleMania.